Hello. How are we? Oh, back on it. Back at it again, playing some Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic from 20 plus years ago. And I've decided ahead of time, as you might have seen from the stream title, that we're going to Tatooine. Partly because there's an NPC there that I want to pick up sooner rather than later. Another memorable character from the game. Would that be the last one? I'll check the layout. I don't remember anybody. I mean, as I mentioned before, I didn't remember the Jedi that we scooped up. But anyway, yeah, we're going to Tatooine in honor of the new Tat. It's very hard. I tried, kind of, yeah. Anyway, it's the dots from the fretboard of the guitar. Very fresh, couple days old, but healing very well, I think. I mean, it's very small. Alright, let's get to it. Let's do the thing. So, last time we played, which for me was a fortnight ago, we finished Kashyyyk. That is right? Oh no, it's... Yes. 31, 11 minutes. Yeah, I saved over. I'm starting from the top in how I'm saving. Good God, my volume is so low. There we go. Great. I've done my laps. I've chatted to everybody. Oh yeah, I'm wearing this cool headpiece. So I think before we actually go into Tatooine proper, we're probably going to spend some time working on our loadouts for the crew. I had a vague hope of sometime before this session, sitting down and not streaming, but at my own time, going through each character, going through the loadout and trying to figure out what the best loadout is for everybody, and then just sort of sitting it at that, so that I don't have to waste time on stream doing it. But I didn't do that. And I might not even do it today. I can already feel the pressure of not wanting to be bothered with that. We've got so many people in our party. Alright, anyway. That's right, because we went back to Dantooine to drop off the stowaway. So that quest is done. Great. So we have Mission's Brother quest on Tatooine as well. Bastila, Juhani. Like the sauce. Canderous. Starforge. And... Right. Geno Haradan. Geno Haradan. Geno Haradan. Geno Haradan. Geno Haradan. Manan. Yes. Yes. I vaguely recall Ocean World, maybe? Maybe? Anywho. We're going to Tatooine, and not just because I care about mission, but because I want to meet a character. Get him on board. Alright. Reminder of what our choices are. Yavin. That's right, Yavin is just a space station. Oh my god, this game just makes you say words. It sure does. It's the name of the organization that I'm visiting, or group, or shadowy cabal that I'll encounter on Manan, or encounter via proxy. Was almost certainly, that word was pronounced by someone at some point. I've just forgotten it, right? The benefit of a voice-acted game, the benefit and the downside, is, somebody locks down that pronunciation, no matter how silly or strange or not memorable it may be. I'm listening to Lake of Souls at the moment, and Lecky's short story collection, and a couple of stories are ones that I've already read, because it's a collection of both new and old short stories, a couple from the Imperial Rage universe that I'm familiar with, and yeah, just hearing the pronunciations, I'm like, oh, I wouldn't have necessarily pronounced it like that. But Ajwa Ando is, and she's the best, so not going to disagree. So right, Kashyyyk we've done, Dantooine we've done, so Manan, Korriban, here's Tatooine. Okay, so this is a space station above a world. This is like, where is it? This is an ocean planet. Yep, I remember now. Korriban is the Sith world, I think. And then Tatooine is where we're headed. And everybody knows bloody Anyone else see that hint of cutscene? Alarming. Am I about to be shot at? Koto, you've never taken this long to do anything. I will admit to being a little concerned. Ah! Hey, alright, cool. Nope. Oh, you are choking my son. What is going on? Click to skip. Okay, great. I guess it was calculating where I am in the story to give me visions. I'm headed to a new planet. Wow. They don't make them like they used to. And by that I mean my ancient computer. My dedication of wringing the absolute most out of my CPU and motherboard, upgrading everything else but, has led us to this moment, I'm sure. So how's everyone doing? How are we all? Sound off in the comments below. But I'm hesitant to click too much, right? Because you can just click your way through a cutscene, a drop of a hat in this game. Hello, there is a cat on my lap. Now that is laudable. That is to be celebrated. I would love to make this room cat safe, but I own too many things on too many shelves stacked in a precarious way, and I would have to put away a lot of this somewhere. I don't even know where. Plus, I don't want the cat, like, chewing on my guitar strings or whatever. I'm sure he wouldn't, actually, but, you know, the ability to just put stuff around and not worry about the cat is pretty good. It's nice to have a room in which I can do that. Even though it would be better if he were in here with me sometimes. He would feel better about it. Bloody hell, he does not like to be shut out of this room. Even though he's barely ever been in here. He acts like he just should have access. It's wild. Video game. Alright, I'm going to risk the click. I can't see my cursor when I hover it over onto the KOTOR screen. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to come in from the top, so I'm clicking the sort of the top bar as opposed to the screen itself, in the hope that... It worked, okay. It worked. Note to self, that's fine. Oh, Tatooine. We sure do go to Tatooine a lot in Star Wars. And it's iconic from the first film, but I would like to know if there's been anything written unpacking where it sits in terms of the sort of the inescapable Orientalism of the game, right? Bastila, you're not speaking. Another vision.
Another
the Force.
Vision.
Oh,
the Force is guiding us,
sorry.
helping us
sorry.
retrace the steps of Malak and his old master, leading us ever closer to the Star Forge. Tatooine is known for little but blowing sand. I find it surprising that there would be a star map somewhere in its desolate wastes.
Okay, so we're going to have to go back to the menu, because I think I can look at cutscenes past. Because we didn't see a cutscene, Bastila. I'm sorry. You two, I believe Seat Bonch did, but I, the player, have no idea what you're talking about. Looked like it was inside some kind of cave. Maybe Tatooine wasn't always a desert. I'm going to try and get more information about this cave that we haven't seen.
The star map would likely have to be within some kind of shelter to protect it against dust and sandstorms. I suspect there are many such caves and caverns hidden in the sands of the Dune Sea. The creatures of this world probably use them as their lairs. No doubt things will become more clear once we discover the star map's location.
I mean, the star map on Kashyyyk was like just at the root of some trees. Now, you know, we, the player, experienced very small environments, one of which contained the star map. But, you know, maybe there is room to say that there is a kind of compressed time or travel. Or, you know, just the fate of the player, meaning that you sort of drop straight down into that particular pachinko slot out of all the potential, you know, strange spaces on the planet. But when they're like, oh man, star map has to be somewhere secluded and hidden and safe from the elements, the Kashyyyk one wasn't. But, you know, video games. I could have sworn there was somewhere to watch. We're actually going to save. We're going to drop a save anyway. Because we're at the point where that's what we want to do. Tatooine 01. I'm going to try. Going back to the... Does this takes me to the main menu, right? Yes. Movies. Okay, great. Terrace destroyed. Dantooine arrival. Dantooine departure. Dantooine vision. Tatooine arrival. Tatooine vision. Here we go. Great. Ooh. Spicy. Alright. I mean, that's useful. Just gave us that. No complaints there. Alright. Oh, everybody pop in. Alright, everybody tell me about Tatooine. Oh, you want to talk to me?
I do. I've been watching you, studying you closely to see what kind of progress you've made since your training at the hands of Master Zar.
Yeah, behold the quote that I have at the bottom here from Alderson Wingrove. Again, it's from 1986, so some time ago, galaxy far, far away, and written not long after the first film was released, but before the second? Maybe? Not sure. Can't remember. And this book is like the, a re-release with more info. I think this is Trillion Year Spree? Alderson Wingrove? Anyway, it's old. But this idea that Luke Skywalker didn't have to suffer through the training to become the Jedi, and what that says about his particular journey. Yeah. I don't think it invalidates the choices that George Lucas made on that front, but it does position being a Jedi in a certain way for certain people, and we appear to be one of those people. We whipped through years of training in a couple of weeks, and they trained us when we were old and busted. They normally only train the young, so... Anyway, what kind of progress we've made? Presumably startling progress. Presumably we're doing really well. Yeah, my progress?
I've seen how you've resisted many temptations and continued to walk the path of
it's like an oil check, but for your morality.
But I'm afraid you might stray from this path. You need to see what the dark side represents in its entirety. For it is what we battle. Only the wisdom of a Jedi Master can truly explain this. But I will do my best to make you understand.
So to understand why you shouldn't, you know, do drugs, here's some DMT. Only a Jedi Master can administer this safely. No, that's not what the Jedi do. That's not even close. What are you trying to tell me?
The dark side is not simply giving in to anger, temptation, or to use the Force to destructive ends. These things only lead to the dark side. The dark side grows stronger and more insidious the closer you draw to it. It begs you to surrender to it, to release all its terrible power, and it becomes harder and harder to resist. And once you stop resisting, it's too late. It twists you up inside and turns you into a mockery of everything you once stood for.
It's so interesting, this idea that... I mean, at least it is laying out in pretty explicit terms. It's not that these emotions are dark side, it is that they bring you closer to a point where the dark side grabs you. And at that point, the agency given to the dark side in this sort of language gives the impression that you no longer have a say in it. Like, if you fall to the dark side, it is something regrettable that happened to you because the dark side is its own force. And in that respect, it's, you know, closer to things like addiction, right? It's not about a personal failing. It is about having this other thing has come and, you know, caused you some issues. Which is interesting in a space where we're talking literally about explicit morals, and you shouldn't do that when it comes to addiction. Yes. You seem to know that temptation very well.
I am no less resistant to temptation than any other. I simply have the benefit of training that you do not. But even the training of the Jedi might not be enough to save us. We need only to look at the atrocities which have been committed by those under its sway to understand the terrible, corrupting evil of the dark side. Millions dead, and far more suffering. What sort of person would you have to become to perform such deeds gladly?
Here's an interesting thought. So if the dark side is something that grabs you and corrupts you, we don't hear this talk about the light side, right? And is that just because we're not talking to Sith who have the opposite perspective, or is it because they operate very differently, right? Turning to the dark side isn't necessarily a choice, but turning to the light side is? Curious. Are you saying the light side is innocent of killing? I have murdered so many people for either zero moral consequence or light side points. And we're talking revenge killing of Mandalorians.
One who serves the light does not strike down an innocent. We take arms against the dark side and the injustice that follows it only. It's so easy to think that we would never fall prey to such a horror, that we have unlimited control, vigilance, and foresight. If only that were true. The Sith have become powerful because there are many Jedi who've succumbed to the lure of the dark side and joined their cause. What greater weapon is there than to turn an enemy to your cause? To use their own knowledge against them? We are weakened while they are strengthened, so we must harden our hearts and do whatever is required to fight against the dark side, even when the battle becomes wearying.
Do whatever is required, such as? Crafty pointing out this sounds very Christian. Agreed.
I don't know. The vision of our future is clouded by shadows cast from the dark side. But I sense something ominous lurking in those shadows. But words alone cannot save one from the dark side. Come, we should continue with the task at hand. When the time comes, I only hope we are all strong enough to do what we must.
Okay. So more Bastila. I should clear these new items so I can focus on the cool new stuff that I'm hopefully going to get. Who am I going to take with me as well? Like, I feel like I'm probably going to have to take Mission at the outset just because, you know, her brother's here? Someone who knows her brother's here? I forget the specifics.
Yes, what's on your mind?
Alright.
Tatooine's just a desert planet.
I didn't click the right thing. That's fine.
So well. I bet the colony gets abandoned before long. Well, that's all I can think of, at any rate.
And Saul.
I already told you, he betrayed us all.
It just seems to be more personal than that, is all.
Well, there is more to it. I'm sure you don't want to hear about it.
I do, if that's alright with you. Oh, I asked, didn't I? I think it's the more sort of playful. You can sin easy, but faith is active. Yeah. And I had a point before, and then I listened to dialogue and it went out of my head. But yes, agreed.
It's just that I don't talk about it very much, okay? I told you about my homeworld, Telos. 4 years ago, Saul led the Sith fleet there and demanded its surrender. The planet refused, and Saul proceeded to devastate its entire surface. Millions died. I had a wife and a son on Telos. I thought they would be safe there, but my task force arrived too late to be of much help. We didn't have enough medical supplies. The colony was burning and the dying were everywhere. I remember holding my wife and screaming for the medics, but they didn't come in time.
He's talked about Saul way more times than he has talked about, if ever, a dead wife and child. Interesting writing choice.
Of course not. How could you? I had nothing left after that, really. I devoted myself to the fleet. Hunting Saul was my only purpose. I miss them. And I know killing Saul won't bring them back. And it won't make me happy again, but I have to do it. I don't expect you to understand, but I have to pay him back for what he's done. I have to. It's all I have left.
Yeah, and now I feel the writing choice is justified because it paints this character as someone who will talk about the revenge that he needs to get first before he talks about the deep why, which is, you know, a fridged wife. I didn't mean to pry. I mean, I did mean to pry. I'll ask what she was like. Please tell me, video game.
She had courage, and she was stubborn. could never talk her out of anything once she put her mind to it. And she hated it when I signed back onto the fleet at the start of the war. I had planned on leaving soon to join her.
What happened to your son? You didn't say.
His name was Dustil, and I don't know what happened to him. The colony was a complete ruin, and we never found any trace of him. I made inquiries and followed the reports from Telos for years, but I stopped. Anyway, I hope that answers your questions. Let's continue with what we were doing.
We will be finding Dustil at some point. Ho ho! We must, surely. Carth. There's no more Carth here. He's actually just gone. So does this mean we can't... Have we reached the end of those conversations and now this won't progress until we encounter Dustil? That would be cool. I would appreciate that from the game, just to be like a signal that, you know... Because I want to hear Carth's story, but also it's a video game and I'm trying to, you know, progress certain quest lines. And so closing that off temporarily as a way of being like, you know, we'll take it from here. I don't mind that. It also means they get the jump on me, right? But I won't forget. I'll forget.
How can I help?
Tell me about... Oh.
Then I said...
You have no opinions about Tatooine. Alright, great. No one in here. Video game. Please! Alright. Anything about the planet we're on? I don't know much about the planets we visit, but I suppose I should learn. When you ask someone else, I will listen as well. I like that. Zalbar doesn't have much to say, but he's honest about it and was like, you're right, I should be learning more. In the spirit of learning. Okay. So, it appears that there is a minimum capacity of the free items, or a maximum capacity that we reach before we can get more, and I'm covered for grenades and probably the other stuff as well, spikes and medkits and everything else.
Yes. What is it?
Oh, quest talk time. Is something wrong?
I have been bothered by something of late.
Mm-hmm. Is it the fact that you tried to kill me? What is it?
I never told you where I came from, did I? Where I grew up as a child? I suppose I was trying to deny what I was feeling.
Are you hitting on me? Game! I'm not going to click that one.
I have been wrestling with my feelings inside. Trying to come to terms with it, but I find I cannot. I must have someone to blame. Someone to blame for the destruction of my homeworld. Someone who is responsible for the death of everyone I have ever known, except those on Tatooine.
Wow, actual yawn. Oh, man. Dark side writing is bad.
Taris. It was Taris that the Sith destroyed to try to kill you and your precious Bastila.
Oh.
Taris, my homeworld.
Bastila is critical to defeating the Sith. That's clearly that's not the relevant point here. Sometimes you need to make some sacrifices. I'm sorry, Juhani. I didn't know.
If it were not for you and Bastila, the Sith would have never had reason to destroy that world. It was your fault for being there, and your fault for rescuing Bastila. Without your intervention, the Sith would have had no cause to lay waste to my childhood.
Yeah, let's not blame the Sith here, the ones who did the destroying. They're like, you know, storms or plagues of locusts. They just happen. I'm the lightning rod here. I'm gonna just say I.
Just let me vent my anger. I need someone to blame. Something. Anything. I hated that world. Yet everything I learned as a child, I learned there. It is as much a part of me as the air I breathe. I have this ache inside me, where all my childhood memories lay, and I find your face there with them. If it was not for you, that world would still exist.
Wow, and the writing doesn't, like, there's not an opportunity here to be like, shouldn't you be mad at the Sith? I'm sorry, Juhani, there was no way to prevent it. I guess?
I know. I suppose I realized that.
But it is so hard to lose your entire past. You would not understand.
It will be alright, Jahani. Or, you're right, I don't. I mean, I think that's... yeah, I think that's correct.
I suppose that is to be expected. Everything will turn out for the best, as long as we remain focused on our task. I am sorry. I will try not to distract you in the future with my trivial experiences. We should stop for now.
Was "you're right, I don't" the snark option? Was that the dark side? Because she seemed a little snarky at the end there. I mean, she's full angry at us, so, you know. And look, I'm not going to say that her anger isn't warranted in the sense of it's anger, right? This is how she feels, and she is working through that. But at no point have I pointed out that it was the Sith that actually bombed the planet, which, can we just go through all of that again?
Of course.
Huh. Big Z. Spikes. No. Okay. Great. Who else is on the ship? I think this room is... yep, still empty. This was the stowaway room. Ah!
Got something on your mind, dude?
Yeah, you change planets and you just unlock all of the chats. Well, do you know anything about this place?
Well, unless you're one of the local species and end up being slaughtered or enslaved, Tatooine's a nice enough desert. And that's about all I got to say about that. Now, let's get going.
Why did you decide to come with me?
You got yourself a fast little ship? I'd forgotten what engine sounded like. The closest thing to that on Kashyyyk is an uller in mating season. Ugh, frightful.
Crafty pointing out, yeah, this DM kind of sucks. Does a bit, yeah. It's interesting, though. I would still, like, at the time, loved the writing, and I still enjoy it now. Like, I'm kicking holes in it because, I'm liable to kick holes in a lot of things. Even things that I love, because that's the, you know, criticize everything. Nothing should be, exempt from, critique. I still think some of the writing is good, but yeah, there are some big things standing out now that I'm older and well, I don't know about wiser. I'm certainly older. And I do know more. So you wanted to ride on my ship?
Or it could be for the free food. What's the gunk that comes out of a synthesizer on this bucket anyway? Do you never clean the darn thing?
No, seriously, tell me.
I'm old, damn it. I'm allowed to be enigmatic when I want to be. And don't you go telling me otherwise. You know, you remind me of someone else I knew ages ago. Pleasant enough fellow, great destiny, all of that. Breath like a bantha.
Is this a comment on my breath?
No, but it could be. An Anduvian salt tablet would clear that right up, you know. Anyway, where was I? Oh, yes. Andor Vex.
Andor?
The Force swirled around him like a hurricane. That's how great his destiny was.
Never heard of him.
No, you wouldn't have. Sometimes swirling force is just swirling force. It gets us old Jedis excited at our age, so we go, ooh, destiny. Well, it turned out that poor Andor believed a wee bit too much in the infallibility of that destiny. That overconfidence turned out to be his downfall.
I like this story. Just because you've got a lot of force, whatever, swirling around you, doesn't mean that you are the protagonist and nothing bad can happen to you. Is there supposed to be some hidden meaning in this?
I don't know. Are you overconfident? I hadn't noticed. Even if I had, I would never comment on it. We're talking about Andor, remember? Let's see. Oh yes, Andor's downfall. I was pretty young myself when it happened. At the time, I thought that Andor's destiny couldn't be more boring.
How young are we talking?
Well, let's just say that I was a strapping young lad with a full head of hair, and Coruscant was a small town with a well. I was just about to abandon Andor to whatever the Force intended for him when his ship was overtaken by a Dimian warship. Now, you've probably never heard of the Dimians, but at the time they were a nasty lot led by a nastier overlord named Krat. Tall fellow, big teeth. Krat has us hauled onto the bridge of his ship for questioning, and that's when I knew that Andor's destiny was at hand.
How did you know?
Swirling Force, remember? Jedi here. Granted, I was just interpreting the signs, but we get trained in that sort of thing, more or less. Well, Andor decides that his destiny makes him invulnerable and starts making all sorts of demands. Free me now. I'm not answering questions. Blah, blah, blah. Don't you know who I am? Krat decides he's had enough and begins crushing Andor's neck. I told the boy he should have kept his mouth shut. I think he agreed, too, or those could have just been gurgling noises. Oh, well, anyway. Finally, Krat has enough of Andor and tosses him aside into this giant energy intake shaft. Andor gets sucked in and starts bouncing around, screaming. Maybe Andor hit something sensitive on the way down, or just didn't agree with the reactor core. Next thing I know, all the ship's alarms are ringing.
You're kidding.
Everyone panics, and I run, barely making it to the ship in time before the explosion. Krat dies horribly, and the Dimians never quite recovered. Changed the political course of the entire sector for centuries to come. I'd call that quite a destiny, wouldn't you?
Option 1 is I hate you, old man. I'm not saying that, because I love Jolie Bindo. But how can you even be sure Andor was responsible? I mean, that's the himbo thing to say. I get what Jolie's putting down.
What? Are you kidding? What are the odds of that happening anyway? 1,000,000,000 to 1? You should do so well as to be subject to the agent of some evil Sith Lord, you know. Andor was a hero. Sort of. Anyway, go on. My throat is dry and you're making me cranky. Shoo!
I love that. I love that being a figure of destiny, being a cog in that machine, means sometimes being chewed up and spat out. Or just, as I say, just a cog, right? Not the hero of the story, but just a part of it.
Yeah, what do you want?
And sometimes that part is getting your ass handed to you. Tell me about Tatooine.
Tatooine is one big desert with rocks sticking out. I heard that some of my people came here after the war, but I don't know what happened to them. The world of my clan, Ordo, was much like this. Dust basins and rock crags. But my world at least has some green around the equator. This place is just sand all over.
Two
There are some
biomes,
vicious
one planet.
people on this
Lucky
world,
boy.
but the desert is the real enemy. Trips out in the desert, especially the deep desert, should be taken very carefully. You have anything else you want to ask?
Adrenal stimulants?
Hey, don't
No.
real there any
Yeah, let's grab a war story.
I think I'll tell you a bit about the recent war we had with the Republic. That might be more familiar to you. The one where Jedi Revan beat my people.
Yeah.
We started by conquering worlds outside the Republic. We did it quietly, so the Republic wouldn't really know what was going
quietly
on
conquering
until
an
it was
entire
too late.
world.
When we finally did hit the Republic worlds, they had no idea we were coming. We came in through 3 invasion corridors in adjacent sectors. Anyone who put up a fight, or wouldn't fight, was crushed. We raised whole worlds trying to provoke the Republic into fighting us. I don't particularly enjoy wiping out worlds for its own sake, but the cowardly tactics the Republic defenders used left us little choice.
You had the choice not to destroy them.
They had a choice not to fight. We meet the enemy wherever they are hiding and we wipe them out. A few cities is a small price to pay for a world. Hiding in the homes of civilians, using family.
You could have found another way. Yeah, I'm actually pretty cold on this
I
story.
have no time or patience for cowards. They deserve to be hunted down and exterminated like vermin. There was no honor in wiping them out like rats. But some of your forces did redeem the Republic in our eyes. Especially later.
Later?
Later, when Revan had joined the war. But we'll get back to that. We've wasted too much time already. Is there something else you want to know?
Your choice.
Yeah. Candace, you are staying in this room for the remainder of the game. Alright, I think I upgraded everything. I think I've already tinkered with all that. So it's time to think about loadout. Drop a quick save, and... Yes, okay. Great, so we have everybody bar one, and we will get that one on this planet. I'm not sure when or where. Right, so we want to add mission. Probably Bastila. Maybe Juhani. Haven't taken Juhani out for a spin, and I want a Jedi, you know, there, or Jolie. I like Jolie. No, let's see what Juhani's like. Also, I want to level Juhani up, and everyone else, apart from, of course, the droid, has had some amount of leveling, had some amount of going outside. All right. Oh, every time.
Welcome to Anchorhead, potential customer. Zerka Corporation stands ready to serve, after some formalities, of course. First, your ship is not on our list of planned arrivals for today. There is a docking fee of 100 credits because of this.
What do I get for my 100 credits?
The immediate benefit is access to these very docking facilities. This is the only port in Anchorhead. Once you've paid, we will offer trade services as well. We're not unreasonable, we just want to cover expenses.
Yeah, I'm gonna force persuade. I don't need to pay the fee.
You know, I don't think you need to pay the fee. We'll let it go this time.
Well, that was easy. I sure wish I had special mind-affecting force powers.
This will cover any future landings as well. It's like a registration, so we can serve you better when you return. Now, as a customs officer, I can provide information on services.
Oh, Jedi.
Is this visit business or pleasure?
That was either neutral or light side. Give me some background on Tatooine.
There isn't much to tell. It's a very old planet, well past its prime. Zerka Corporation is the only company with any interest in it. It's not a
What about the
very
people who live
pretty
here?
world, but there is opportunity here if you know where to look.
Tell me about Zerka Corporation's operations here.
I can't really get into that. It hasn't been a very smooth operation. I shouldn't
See,
get
some people are
into it.
people and some people are props. Very well put, Crafty. Come on, friend. Let me in on the details.
No, it's common knowledge,
Right.
so there's
Normal
no harm in telling
persuade.
you. It's a tale of bad business. You see, Zerka Corporation staked their claim to this planet based on some very promising geological surveys. Unfortunately, that information was incorrect, and possibly even an attempt at sabotage by a rival company.
So Zerka Corporation set up shop on a barren planet. Barren. Barren to a corporation, shall we say.
Not totally barren. There were a few good years of mining, and limited operations are still in place. But the ore is flawed. It has peculiar properties. They've had to look at other forms of business.
What do you mean by peculiar?
Zerka Corporation has really tried to hide this, but it just seems that Tatooine metal is unfit for effective manufacturing. I would imagine that this outpost will eventually be abandoned. Nobody is making any money here. Of course, this rock may have been settled a few times, so look for some other company to get stuck with it.
What other forms of business are being looked at here?
Pursuits that appeal to the casual traveler. There are some fearsome native species that provide exciting hunting. There are also lengthy barren wastes that serve as fine soup tracks. Attracting business has been slow, however.
What do you know about the history of this planet?
Very little. There are hints that it might once have been a lush world, but I can't picture it as anything but a desert. Native sentient species have no records going back that far. That was hundreds of years ago, maybe thousands. Of course, the native species are not very willing to tell anyone anything. They're barely more than animals.
What species do you mean?
The Sand People. They're vicious and attack outsiders on sight. More animals than anything, really. Maybe they know the history of Tatooine. Maybe they don't. Impossible to tell. They won't cooperate.
Have you had trouble with the Sand People?
Not personally, but they've given Zerka Corporation a rough time. It's hard enough mining this rock without suffering random attacks. I think the company has even put a bounty on them, but I'm sure not going to try for it.
Me neither. Any other sentient races?
The Jawas are scavengers and a bit primitive. Hard to understand. They have an affinity for droids.
Like from the first
Some of our
movie.
scientists believe that they may not be native to the planet. But how they got here, they may not even know. As I said, they're hard to understand. They usually end up slaves to the Sand People. They aren't fighters. Good traders, though.
Have I explored this one fully? Tell me about your operations. Yeah. Where should a person look for opportunity?
It depends on what level of risk.
Oh, I see. That's the
You
bounty.
could ask at the Zerka office if any bounties need collecting. That's in Central Anchorhead. While you're at the office, ask for a hunting license so you can sell trophies to Faza in his lodge, just north of them. I suppose you could also take up swoop racing. Talk to the hut at the registration office by the track. That's in West Anchorhead. I can't say I know which of these jobs is the most dangerous. I stay away from all of them.
We'll probably swoop race. I feel like we went through that, although we didn't get the history of Anchorhead.
There isn't much to... I'm...
Okay. I'm looking for very specific things. Who should I ask?
That's not much information. Could you tell me more?
Finally, the option to not just be completely blunt and ridiculous. I'm looking for older things, antiques, artifacts.
You a digger? I've heard of ruins being found now and then, but they've always been stripped by Sand People soon after. You're not going to get anywhere with them. I guess you could ask around, but I doubt you'll learn anything different. You could always ask a Jawa. It's hard to tell what they know.
Good paying work. What is there to do? This is probably just going to be the same stuff I heard.
It depends. Well,
Yeah.
As you wish. If you need anything else, I'll be here.
Drop a save. Alright. Canderous, Jolie, Jahani, Bastila. Cool. Alright. Level up noise, which is to say Jahani needs to be leveled up. Alright, let's have a look though. So Jahani is trained in stealth and awareness. I see. Got some treat injury going. Powers. What are the feats, actually? Jedi. Oh, that's right. She can also do the big leap. What's she kitted out with? The one lightsaber I have to hand. Is she dueling? Let's jump. Camouflage. Toughness. Not specific on dueling or duel. So she could also be a dual weapon fighter. Let's just level up and see what happens. Yeah, awareness. You have magic powers when it comes to healing, so treat injury is not super useful. Okay. So we either want dueling or two-weapon fighting. Dueling is probably fine, so then we can really focus on getting the best weapons in the hands of the best people. Sort of concentrate resources in that way in terms of upgrades. Sure. Dark side power. Yeah, we're not going to go into the dark side powers. That's not necessary. Oh, jeez. A lot of stuff that I'm a bit kind of on, as before. I mean, I like Stun Droid, actually. Because I'm setting this person up to be a wizard. She's just going to do the thing. Yeah, she's providing force support. Let's make sure that charisma is powerful. Sure. Okay, let's make sure that we can hurt droids a good amount. Oh yeah, I should put points in stealth, I guess. Sure. Let's pump up the dueling. I like Force Whirlwind. And power. Okay. It's all a bit slapdash, but, you know, whatever. Stasis is great. Lock enemies down. Eh. Throw lightsaber, sure. Ranged attack, should that be necessary. Master Force Jump, Master Sense, great. Master Dueling, excellent. Destroy Droid. Seems probably pretty good. Oh, I haven't given Juhani any heals. Yeah, okay. I said, haha, you don't need whatever because you have super healing, and then I just didn't check to see if you actually did have that. You appear to be kitted out. It seems like we've already taken care of that, so I'm just going to call it good.
Yes?
Yeah?
I'm just going to presume everything is fine. Well, actually, hang on. I wish I could rename items. It would be good to know if the item I have given Juhani is actually, like, one that I've got. Maybe that's what the colours are good for. Colour coding our characters. We've got red, purple, green, and yellow. And we've got 4 Force users. Alright.
Sure.
I think I am just going to do this out of session, so to speak. Like, it probably doesn't matter, you know. I want to optimize this stuff, but that's partly just me being me. Oh, once we've got all the characters we need, then we'll know who needs to have what. Yeah, I don't actually think I want to do this on stream, because it's going to be laborious. So let's just play the game. And for all we know, this is just going to be a very talky session. Alright, docking bay is its own area. Great. Yep. Great. Yeah, I did some guitar work yesterday, iterating on different preamp options in my pedal, trying to find the best guitar tone, best clean tone that I can then punch distortion through. And boy, are my arms tired. But if I didn't do it, it wasn't going to get done. And I haven't solved the problem. I've just, you know, got a bunch of iterations that I'm now sitting on. to be figured out as needed. Oh, I see. So if I start attacking people, or people start attacking me or whatever, I can just be gunned down. Neat. That's cool and good. Ooh, hello. Who's that? Turn it, you Gunda Fasher. Customers are talking. That's better. Hello, customer. Buy from Miktunan Juice and save your credits. Yes, save, because you never know when situations turn all around. Look at Zerka. We hear, well, things are not well on Outpost Kashyyyk, we're sure to know. Or we're sure you know. Yeah, I absolutely know. Again, the joy of doing things in a certain order and just finding things out. Not having done Kashyyyk before and completely ruined Zerka's operation there. This is new to me. I mean, so much of it is new to me because I just don't remember, but I'll take it. I'll ask a few questions. We're here to serve. What do you need to know? I want to ask about you. Let's get personal right away. That's not confronting. Miktunan Juice is just a humble merchant from the Rim. What would you wish to know about me? I like that both mouths are moving. I like that. Where do you come from? You couldn't say it and don't have the ears for it. 2 voices create the name and 4 ears hear the true sound. There we go. That's why 2 voices. We suppose the trade lanes have to call us something. With one mouth, the word is Sorgus, far off the Polemian trade route. It's an unimportant stop, we admit. We left for a life of trade because we are strong and a good talker. We have done well. I feel like that... This is very familiar. I think these are the things that were said by the other Sorju or Sorgus individual that we met, or duo. However they, whatever the individual / collective pronoun is for this entity. Yeah, we met, we've had this conversation before on Taris. Let's get back to my other questions. What do you need to know? What about Tatooine? We don't know as much as we should. If we knew more, we would have better business. Travelers like us best. Settlers don't have much to trade. We don't travel far on Tatooine itself, you see. The weather is not like our home. Too dry. Way too dry. Who would I ask to get more information? Always trust the locals, even if they don't trust you. They are the ones who really know what's going on. That's true on any world. Thank you. Other questions? Heard any off-world rumours? Just what everyone else talks about. Taris and the Sith and the stirring of change. Could be good for business, could be bad for business. All that we know is that wise people keep low and stay out of the way. Something to always remind your other half, if you have one. Yeah, of course. We don't want to keep you from your important business. Please, have a look at our wares. Alright. Upgradable. Wow, that's like most of my money. And I'm not going to use it. It's a powerful vibroblade. I liked the named items, right? I do like the named items. That's cool. I've got a lot of this. Just already. Aha! Breath masks are plenty. Ooh. +1 Dex saves all 3. Interesting. Giska poison. Bantha fodder, we're going to need that. We're going to fight Giska, I presume. I mean, I'm going to have to come here and buy this. But let's not buy it ahead of time. Because, you know, while that would be funny, I'm not trying to speedrun this. Jaw. Hello there, Captain. Let's see. Ah, yes, here it is. It looks like the shipment has been delivered to your ship as requested. What shipment was that again? He said himbo-ishly. Well, let me see. Docking Bay 32, check. Crate 42B7, check. Manifest list, life form, Gizka. Everything else seems to be in order. Excuse me, did you say Gizka? It says right here on the manifest that you ordered a crate of Gizka to be delivered to Docking Bay 32. That's right here. Now, all I need is your thumbprint for the... Wait a second, where did the data pad go? Nothing is ever organised around here. Oh, I skipped through a line. That happens, I'm afraid. We don't accept liability, and we certainly couldn't take the cargo back. Enjoy. Okay. Now my ship is infested with Giska. What was the line that I skipped? At any rate, the Giska are yours. One of the looters said the crate split open once you put it in your hold. Some of the critters might have gotten loose. Okay. Journal entry added. I remember this. It's even called The Trouble with Giska. Now, I'm not a Star Trek original series lad. It's just, I've watched bits and bobs, hasn't grabbed me. I grew up on Next Generation. That's the one that I like the most. I used to like Voyager. I've rewatched it as an adult, and now I don't. I didn't like DS9. I've watched it now as an adult, and it's incredible. But TNG, favorite iteration of Star Trek. But even I'm aware of the trouble with tribbles, which were just little puffballs that infested the ship. And it was funny or stressful or weird in whatever order they decided to present those concepts. And now we've got a reference to that here in Star Wars. Trouble with Giska. The fates seem to be conspiring against you. The disorganized port authorities on Tatooine appear to have shipped a delivery of Giska to the Ebon Hawk's hold, and there doesn't appear to be any way to give them back. The Dockwalker mentioned that some of the Giska escaped, which certainly doesn't sound good. Okay. Well, Giska poison is for sale right here, should we decide to poison them. However, maybe they'll just, you know, add some life and vivacity to our humble ship. Or maybe they are at risk of destroying everything and I need to get rid of them. At any rate, I ain't doing it yet.
Some ships I fix, some I scrap. Depends if the owner disappears in the dunes.
And why would you say that to me, Unbid? Just because we established eye contact. What are you trying to say? I'm leaving. Oh, video games. Oh, it's 9:58. Alright. We'll load this screen, see if... Nope, we haven't been... Ooh, we get the map right away. Hunting Lodge, Zerka Office, Swoop Registration, Cantina, gotta have a Cantina, to the Dune Sea, and Droid Shop. Yeah, we got plenty of places to chat with people. Alright. Neat. So it's only one T for Tatooine, hey? Interesting. Nope. I was unaware. Alright. Yeah, I'm going to get up and stretch. Get myself another cuppa. Back in a couple. And we will explore. Again. Be right back. Hello. There we go. Great. Alright. Tatooine. Let's do it. We have miners, tradespeople. Classic, humanocentric science fiction. Anchorhead tradesman. Anchorhead tradesman. Duros miner. Defining people by their otherness. Human is the default. Standard, standard, standard. You... I remember you from the CG update to the original films. Yeah. You were a creature that did that. Okay, great. Look, it did the thing. The game did the thing. Let's go to the hunting lodge and get mad about it. Because we will not be hunting. Unless this is one of those, no, it's bounty hunting, isn't it? This isn't going to be about, like, I get attacked by the native fauna of this planet. Or the fauna of this planet, native or otherwise. And then, you know, because I have to kill them to progress the game. And then I could come here and get credits for it. Is that something I want to do? I don't know. Probably not. Like, I do vegetarian Minecraft, so... I have no problems skipping out on money here in this game. Oh, you've got a name, Faza Utral. Well, a new face. Come to test your skill on the endless dunes of Tatooine? Faza's Lodge is the place to arrange it. This world may not have much, but it does have the meanest predators this side of the galactic rim. Hunter's Paradise. Wow. I am barely whipping through these lines talking quickly. That is the amount of time they give you, the amount of time they give you of alien dialogue to read the alien dialogue is fascinating. I know, I call everything fascinating, but I genuinely find a lot of things fascinating. Do you have anything for sale or trade? I'm sorry, but I'm not allowed to even look at what you have until I see a hunting license. Circa Corporation rules. The other hunters all have theirs. I can't make exceptions or I'll get shut down. What do you do in here? This is a hunting lodge. I purchase what the sportsmen bring in. It's not a bad little job. I've got some questions about hunting. You'll want to know how to get in on it. Just pay 200 credits for a license down at the Circa office. No license, no hunting. Why do I need a license? Is it going to be... You need a license because nobody gets out of the city without one. Circa Corporation uses it to keep track of people. They want to know that if they step outside the gates, they are on their own. Only serious hunters pay the $200 credit fee. Wow. Once you have a license, I'll pay for whatever spoils of the hunt you bring back. I have off-worlders buying that take them. Would you consider lowering the fee? I mean, that's... I'm so cheap. Well, that's not up to me now, is it? You'd have to talk with the people down at the Circa office in the centre of town. What is there to hunt on Tatooine? Damn it. Yes. Most of our boys confine themselves to hunting raid. Large fleshy beasts as tall as a man. A tall man, too. Desert raid have a large bone plate on their head that I pay well for, but that's not where the real glory of the hunt is. You've probably heard about the big prize, the crate dragon, the most fearsome predator in the system they are. If you could find one, and I doubt you will, I'll buy the stones polished in their gizzard, the dragon pearls. I mean, I probably am going to just cash in this stuff, because it's going to be in my inventory. And these are things I'm going to have to kill to progress the game, I presume. I did stab a lot of dogs on Tatooine. Can hardly... Well, I can stop whenever I want. I don't have to do any of this, but we'll see. The dragons are rare, then. You'd think it'd be easier to find such a gigantic creature. Comad's father took one down, but that was years ago. What was so special about Comad's father? He'd been a hunter for years, using strict traditional methods. Comad is just like him. Maybe he'll show you a thing or two. Out on the dunes. Where can I find Comad? It's easy enough. He's standing right over there. He's usually here or out on the dunes. Let's go back to my first questions. I want to ask about Tatooine. Not much to tell. Barren place, can't support much, but I have managed to get some off-world hunters to show up. I suppose there's trouble here like anywhere else, but you'll have to ask someone else about that. I keep to myself. Anything out of the ordinary happening? You mean here on Tatooine or just in general? I heard about the destruction of Taris, don't know anything specific. I'm not surprised something like it happened. I remember the Exar Kun War and how the Sith and the Jedi fought across worlds. Don't have much interest in either group. Both act like they're above my concerns, and I guess they are. Oh, man after my own worst name. Know about anything more local? Circa Corporation is always complaining about sand people. I stay out of it. We hunt animals, not people. And I guess the Jawas are being pushed around again. At least, that's what I think they said. Tough to tell sometimes. You'll have to talk to these groups yourself for more. I keep to myself. Okay. I'll be here. I keep hunter's hours. Fuzza's is always open. That sounds exhausting. Alright, I like you, Fuzza. Kudos. So you're not the hunter that I need to talk to. Because that was, yep, Comad. There we go. Comad Fortuna. Duraka Quinn. A lot of named characters in here. Alright, well, let's go round the grounds, shall we? Kudos. Oh, balls, it's Pazak. Hello, human. Are you a hunter like the others here? Not the life for me, but I admire you for it. What do you do? I fill the days with games of puzzle. Not that there's many people to play with, but a person should keep busy somehow. I play with that fellow in the cantina, but I find him distasteful. He does not play for the same reasons I do. Why do you play? The sport of it! Even if I lose, there is reward in having played to the best of my ability. I don't dwell on the credits taken or given. That's how to do it. For most people, the game is simply gambling, but I choose to get more out of it than that. Not many players see it my way. I'm not playing you. What do you know about Tatooine? Oh, I doubt I can tell you more than the rest of these fellows. I haven't set foot outside Anchorhead, and I don't know why anyone would want to. Tatooine isn't a very hospitable place. I'll be going as soon as parts for my ship arrive. It may take some time, though. Heard any rumors from off-planet? Nothing since that unfortunate business on Taris. The Republic is reeling from that, as are we all. It's troubling. But you can't let that call a stop to your day. We've survived worse and will again. It's just the way things are. Safe travels. I get the feeling that... Like, I don't remember having these conversations with people on Kashyyyk about off-world rumors, about Taris. And I wonder if... I mean, there wasn't really a bustling township in... on Kashyyyk, and so maybe that's the separating factor. Maybe I'll have these conversations everywhere with every sort of, you know, NPC-rich town area on every planet. But it feels to me like this was the... Right now, without having seen those other worlds, this feels like the planet we were meant to go to first, right? And I wonder if that's just an expectation because Tatooine is the famous one. Interesting. Interesting. I'm not familiar with the names of the other worlds, but maybe they've been in other properties? I mean, Kashyyyk I knew. Is there something you wish, human? Information, if I could trouble such a worthy hunter for a moment. Spare me the flattery, human. Such talk is rarely sincere. You're right. Who are you? What do you do? I'm Comad Fortuna, a hunter and member of this lodge. It is not the life for everyone, but I'm content. Where's the best hunting? The best hunting is wherever the best hunter is. It's a trite answer, human, but the only one I can give. Depends on what you seek. Raid are plentiful, and the spoils of the sport hunter. Dragons appear only to the true hunter. Patience is key. Great dragons hunt alone, and their prey is whatever can catch their attention. So dragons are rare. Are they dangerous? They are both rare and dangerous, and an honor to hunt. If you survive, you are blessed and favored. Respected. Some try to lessen the risk by mass hunting with battle droids. I would rather hunt solo, taking the risk as my own. Who uses battle droids? I will not speak of it while they live. It is their shame to admit or hide. They know the effect it has. Perhaps they would kill so many raid that they also kill the hunt. After that, perhaps the solo hunter will still prosper. How long have you been at all this? A decade? 2? I don't enslave myself to time, human. There is day and there is night. You really don't know anymore? Tatooine will not change in my lifetime. Why bother trying to keep up with the rolling of the years? I mean, that is... You're correct. That is the most Star Wars line we have heard so far, given that Star Wars, over thousands of years, keeps presenting the same culture, locations, and distances. What can you tell me about the other hunters? Probably not as much as you would learn speaking to them yourself, even if they tell you nothing. The most obvious are the Gamorreans, however. Gamorreans? Gurk and his crew are not the best company. They hunt, but often come back with salvage instead of hides or pearls. I think their prey walks upright. Wouldn't the guards have something to say about that? The dunes are far from the reach of their blasters. Besides, Gurk spends his money in company stores. What about the hunters besides the Gamorreans? Put simply, Darrell Quinn is honourable. Tanis Vane not so much, but I've no real quarrel with him. Oh, I've asked that before. I'm looking for something. Who knows this planet best? No one that will return your questions. To truly know the dunes, you have to live there, as the Sand People do. Once they truly explore the land, but they attack. Only they truly explore the land, but they attack without debate if you see them at all. Have you ever seen the Sand People with anything odd? The Sand People carry nothing but weapons and bloodlust. To them, outsiders are invaders to be repelled. They're not wrong. Once or twice, however, I've seen them emerge from older ruins with sacks and other containers. I've always been driven off, and if I examine the site later, there is nothing left. Crafty saying, a reasonable reaction to a stagnant society. Yeah, just being like, whatever, I live day to night. And don't get involved. Yeah. What kind of ruins were these? They were old storehouses of some kind, but you couldn't find them now here. The sand covers all. The only ones who would know what was there are the Sand People, and you would have to take it by force. Finding their encampment is easy enough. Walk south until you are attacked. Wow. What about the Jawas? The Jawas may know the land as well, but they are. But I'm more interested in trading than talking. Language is difficult. Get anything more about the price of a droid out of them, I'll be impressed. I have to leave. Goodbye. Almost. I need to be dropping a lot of quick save because I almost clicked the how much for me to not kill you, how many bucks for me to not cut your head off with a laser sword. So, if the indication here is that to get to the star map we will need to kill our way through a Sand People camp, that sucks. That sucks out loud, and I hope this game offers us another way. Like, from moment one, or film one, we have had a wise old protagonist accepting and understanding as much as he can be about the Sand People in the form of Obi-Wan. Or, like, I don't know, at the very least he wasn't just, yeah, just kill him. I haven't seen that film in a while, so I don't actually... I might be wrong. But at any rate, and it has me thinking about... There's a Warcraft, one of the Warcrafts, I don't remember which one. Not the first, maybe the second or the third, I don't recall. It's the only one that I've played, but there is a quest line playing as the human forces, where you, the general, slowly turn evil, and you just start to do evil things, and like that you have to achieve an evil mission, like attacking innocent people or whatever it is, to finish that quest line, and that is a really interesting thing to do in a game. But it knew that's what it was doing, and that was the sort of the point of the experience. Will this game know? That's the open question here. If I have to do what I suggested, might be the course of action earlier. We'll see what the game proffers.
Get lost, Tenderfoot. I hunt Desert Raid. I don't babysit.
Alright. I mean, a bit of light teasing. It's just as well. You probably couldn't teach me anything.
Hoping to goad me into talking a bit?
Correct.
All right. What do you want?
Who are you? What do you do?
My name is Doric Quinn. I'm a hunter. I hunt. Is that enough, or should I start listing my family birthdays?
Where's the best hunting?
If I knew the best place, why would I tell anyone? It would be worth too much to me to let it get out. It doesn't matter anyway. This season has been dry for me, as it has for almost everyone. Perhaps someone else is holding out, but there's simply fewer raid out there.
Why are there fewer raid?
It used to be a one-on-one test. Hunter against hunted. Now people just want the credits. I could stomach maybe a pair or a team of hunters, but some now use battle droids. Where's the sport in that?
Who uses battle droids?
That's not for me to say. I won't be a troublemaker in so small a community. You'll see. Hunt, and you will see.
How long have you been at this?
I've tracked wild beasts my whole life, but I've only been hunting here for 5 years. I've much to learn yet.
What do you want to learn?
There are hunters that go after the big kills, the crate dragons. I don't know how they do it. I never even see the things. Comad is the one I respect, but I also trust that the only difference between us is experience. I will learn.
Can you tell me about the other hunters?
I don't go telling stories about other people. You want to know what they think? You go talk to them. One word, though. Watch yourself around the Gamorreans. Kirk and his buddies aren't to be trusted. Everyone else I respect because they have skill. Those guys, they go for easier prey.
What makes you say that?
Just watch your back when you hunt. The dragons aren't the only dangers out there. If that's what you want, I'm not sure what you hope to get out of me, though.
I'm looking for something. Who knows this planet best?
You'll have to ask around. Comad Fortuna is a much more experienced hunter than I am. He hunts far from Anchorhead. The local Jawas are a good source of information, even if it is hard to understand them. It may cost you, though.
You said you're a hunter. I'm gonna ask about that.
Again? Well, if you want to waste your day, that's your business, I guess.
Beautiful. Never mind.
If that's what you want.
I gotta go. Bye. Now, does pressing numbers work? If I press 3...
Good hunting.
It works, okay. I don't know if I trust my hands more... Well, this hand on the keyboard more than I trust this hand on the mouse. Look at this ergonomic, beautiful mouse. But I do fear misclicks. Because they are giving me next to the I have to go, I'm going to kill you. Alright, let's chat to... Gurk is the leader. What up, Gurk? Haha, boys. Talk to me. What do you want, Humie? Gurk has no time for you. Ha, you tell him, Gurk. Snort. What if I wanted advice? I'm sure you're very smart. You're trying to get my secrets, I bet. Trying to find out where I hunt. I tell you nothing. Yeah, you get nothing. Yeah, Space Hawks. So, can I ask what it is that you do? Gurk and his boys hunt. That's what we do and who we are. We don't train babies like you. Yeah, we hunt the raid, best out of everybody. We don't have time to train you or anyone. Sporks. Some of the other hunters say, you don't know how to hunt. Bah! They know we are just as good as them, that's for sure. Yeah, we prove it, because some of them don't come back, but we always do. Shut up, stupid. Why don't you let him speak? What, you deaf because he's stupid and talks too much? You leave us alone now. I'm not stupid, you're stupid.
Aw, jeez. I hope this doesn't take too long. Gamorreans like to throw insults around, but they just don't have the smarts for it.
You are stupid, not me. You're too stupid to even know you're stupid. No, you're stupid. Are you looking for something? I'm looking for something. Are you good scouts? Oh, we're best among everybody, but not for you. We hunters know more than everyone. Yeah, you go learn the dunes yourself, then maybe you're tough enough to talk to us. Probably not. Yeah, probably not. Bet you don't come back. Okay, so this is just lines about ha 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 ha, we just kill people out there. I'm going. Sure.
What can I do for you? Did my wife send you? This ain't about credits, is it?
I'm just looking to ask a few questions.
Everyone's looking for something. I suppose one of us should get it. Ask away.
I have no reason to answer your questions because of my demeanor, but I'm going to because I'm an NPC. I want to ask about you and hunting.
Hunting is a dirty and tough business. What can old Tanis tell you about it?
Where's the best hunting?
There isn't any. Too many hunters, not enough prey. I can barely keep expenses covered. Maintenance on battle droids is expensive. Of course, it's better than going alone. What if I stumbled on a bunch of sand people? These solo hunters are crazy.
You hunt with battle droids.
What do I care? I need to eat. I also need to pay for parts so the wife can keep the droids running. It's all about the credits. Some guys will talk about honor and stuff. But
I talk about my wife.
Sell their plates to Faza. I guess honor needs creds too.
Don't you need to take more kills to keep your droids running?
I suppose, but so what? When that resource goes belly up, I'll just move on. I'm just a wandering spirit, I guess. I'm not real popular with the others, but they just fool themselves. They're in it for the credits too.
These ones are fools. All artists are in it for the money. How long have you been at this?
Too long. But it beats smuggling. You ever run into a Sith dreadnought in the desert? No, you haven't.
You crossed paths with a Sith dreadnought?
Hell, I married her. No, seriously now. I had this friend that crossed Sith space and got stripped of everything. It's not like I have much now, I guess, but I still prefer sand people to getting ambushed on unproven trade routes.
You talk about your wife a lot. What's the deal with wife?
She doesn't understand me. You know the drill. It's not my fault. She knew who I was when she married me.
Uh-huh. That's it. That's all. Do we even meet the wife? I bet we don't. What can you tell me about the other hunters?
Uptight and cold like my wife.
For the love of
They don't
God.
like me streamlining the hunt with droids. I don't fit in, but I don't let it bug me. The Gamorreans are different. Good rowdy drinking buddies. Kirk and his boys, they understand that hunting is a business. Of course, they hunt other things than raid, too.
Yeah, no, I
Just
got it.
don't turn your back on them. Ever.
What are you suggesting?
Nothing. Nothing at all. Just keep your eyes on them, that's all.
Like my wife. What about the hunters besides the Gamorreans?
Dorak is reasonable. Gomad is
Dark-side wife guy.
His distance. I can tell he doesn't like me much. Ask around the lodge if you want information about the other guys. I don't really talk to him much.
the more people put us off and say, talk to someone else, I get that, like, you're meant to be ping-ponged around to get perspectives from everybody. But then when everybody says that, the general impression that's given is that nobody really wants to talk about anything and you're just being fobbed off. Like, it makes it sound like there are no experts and no one's willing to truly share. And maybe just over the horizon you'll find someone who will, but then they're like, but I don't know everything, you should talk to somebody else. I get why you would do that, but yeah, that general impression I get across the board, I don't know, it leads to a weird sensation. How long have you been doing this?
Too long. Would it be?
Right.
There is good.
Right.
5.
I'm looking for something. Who knows this planet best?
Who knows the planet? I don't know. I guess the sand people. I'm usually running when I see them, though.
By the way, Crafty, Dark Side Wife Guy, definitely using that for the YouTube title for this video. Definitely doing that. Have you ever seen the Sand People with anything odd?
Sure. My blood. They almost got me last year. Tore up 2 of my battle droids. Wife was mad about that. Took her weeks to fix. Where they got weapons to cut battle armor, I don't know. They act like animals, but they can surprise you.
Uh-huh. Where did this happen?
I don't know. Pick a dune and walk. They'll get you soon enough.
What about the Jawas?
Smart traders. They've salvaged and sold me my own damaged droids once or twice. They don't say much I can understand. I think they're a little slow, but who am I to judge, huh? Good hunt.
Goodbye. Alright, and you are unrelated. Alright. Well, that was insightful, shall we say? Alright.
Something you want? I don't have a lot of time for talk, so please, make it quick.
I want to ask some questions.
All right, but I'm not sure what I could say to interest you. I just work on the crawlers.
Describe your job and who you work for. Come on! Like, at least give me some... Give me dialogue that makes it sound like a human conversation between people. Or a people conversation between people. As opposed to, I'm the protagonist, you're an NPC, and you're just going to answer all my questions. Because that's how things have to work for the player experience. Like, oh, wow.
I repair the sand crawlers when they return from the mines. They get pretty banged up, even without the attacks.
What attacks do you mean?
The sand people attack them pretty regularly. Zerka Corporation is getting pretty sick of it, I hear. They've offered bounties on sand people for a while now. But few hunters take them up on it. Too dangerous.
I'm not interested on, those bounties. Where do sandcrawlers head out?
Oh, the big crawlers head out at dawn. That's so they avoid the bigger predators. The raid, I mean. Doesn't help avoid the sand people, though. They attack pretty regular, no matter what Zerka Corporation tries.
What can you tell me about Tatooine and Anchorhead?
Well, it's a hole in the galaxy as far as I'm concerned. I doubt this outpost will last much longer. But that's happened before and will happen again. Anchorhead has been resettled a few times now.
Wow, that's grim. I feel really bad for the native inhabitants of this planet. Why have previous settlements failed?
Well, Tatooine fools people. It looks like it might have a good supply of resources, but it doesn't. Before a company learns this, they've already set up communities to support operations they now can't afford. Company pulls out, cities dry up, and after a few years, someone that doesn't know why it failed tries again.
Zerka Corp isn't doing well here?
No one is. I guess it looked like a promising mining planet, but the metal, I tell you, it just isn't right. I've been a mechanic my whole life, and I've never seen anything corrode as fast as Tatooine metal. It's why whoever was here before left, and why Zerka will leave, and why whoever comes next will leave. Well, Tatooine before company. All right then, back to work, I guess.
Back to my job that I just described to you, because you asked. Yeah, turn your back. Thank you. I'll have your $3. Oh, damn. You'll be hearing about this, Circa Puppet. I'm not gonna let this drop. You can't just murder a whole village. And don't tell me to take my concerns to your corporate kiosk. I know when I'm not wanted. What's going on here? Who are you? I'm done talking in this office. They aren't interested in talking to me. I doubt they'll even acknowledge I was here. Typical corporate evasion. That's what happens when they own everything. No accountability. Don't even bother bringing it up. No, I will, though. I'll bring it up a lot.
Can I help you? These are the offices of the Zerka Corporation. I trust you have business with the company. If this is about employment, I'm afraid all regular mining positions are full. And before you ask, we are also no longer selling hunting licenses.
But I need one. Oh, Griff. Griff is the brother. We can ask about Griff. I'm looking for a miner named Griff.
Griff? There's no Griff here. Never heard of him. No, I don't remember a single Griff on the Zerka Corporation payroll.
Force Persuade, you want to tell me about Griff?
Can you spare me a few moments? I have something I want to get off my chest. I want to tell you about one of our workers. His name was Griff. We hired that Twi'lek some time ago. Not a good worker, according to his crew chief. Always complaining and faking injuries to get out of work. He entered false timesheets and slept through his shifts. We even suspected him of stealing Zerka Corporation supplies, although we could never prove it.
Let's go, Griff. So you fired him?
We would have fired him, but we needed workers. It would have been better for him if he had been fired. Then the Sand People wouldn't have gotten him.
You mean he's dead?
He was lost in a Sand People raid we suffered not too long ago. There were prisoners taken, but our rescue parties never found anyone alive. In the end, it just wasn't cost-effective to keep
That was
searching.
probably meant to be missions
All miners
line
sign
there.
a waiver absolving Zerka Corporation of liability in these circumstances.
So your workers are all did the Sand People kill Griff or not?
We didn't find his body, so we have to assume he was taken prisoner. Whether he's still alive, I couldn't say. That's all I can tell you. I shouldn't even have said this much. This is all privileged corporate information. I could lose my job.
I want to ask about something else.
Very well, though I do have work to get back to.
I'm going to step out of this conversation to check. Well, no, I'll check what mission said afterwards because there might be more skips. Should be prudent with my time. I'm going to ask about hunting licenses.
As I said, we are no longer selling them. There are too many people cavorting about outside the walls as it is.
I love cavorting. Please, let me cavort. Why would I need a license anyway?
We use them to ensure that only people judged fit by Zerka Corporation are allowed outside the city. We don't allow casual exploration because of legal concerns. Zerka Corporation takes no responsibility for loss of life on the dunes. It's just so we can keep track of people. No one leaves the city without a Zerka hunting license.
Yeah, if you take no responsibility, then I guess like that implies that you're meant to be taking responsibility, and the hunting license are a way to waive that responsibility. Because if you truly weren't meant to be taking responsibility and no one expected you to, you could just let people outside and they would just die, and that would be fine. But because people will get mad at you for it, yeah, the hunting license is a waiver. There's no way to get a license then?
Well, normally we charge 200 credits, but I could make an exception if you agreed to perform a task for us. It's similar to hunting.
Yes,
the
I'm a
Sand People are
protagonist.
becoming a problem. They destroy our sand crawlers and kill our miners. One particular tribe is the worst. It's as if their chieftain has decided to wage war against us. I would like their attacks terminated. Bring me their gaffy sticks as proof. If you agree to do this, I'll give you a hunting license now and pay a bounty for each stick later. I'll give a bonus for the chieftains.
I don't want to do this.
Then you are free to leave the city just like everyone else. Zerka Corporation will welcome your eventual change of mind. Please, feel free to enjoy the door behind you.
Damn. I said no because I'm not sure if this game is normally it says lie in brackets. I say normally. It has before, and I can't guarantee that it always will. Yeah, attacking us for no reason. Yes. Alright. There is no... It just straight up says there's no other way to get permission to enter the Dune Sea. Okay, well, I'm just going to lie to them. I'm not going to, Well, I can stop the Sand People from attacking, but I'm just going to do it without killing them, I hope. According to the Zerka rep on Tatooine, Griff was captured during the Sand People raid on one of the mining camps. Whether he is still alive is anyone's guess. Great.
Greetings again from the...
Oh.
Farewell.
Did she say anything? I don't think she did, actually. The game just sort of... Okay. Oh, I didn't talk to Mission on the ship.
Hey there, what can I do for you?
What do you know about Tatooine?
I always heard Tatooine was nothing but a rock covered by a bunch of worthless sand. I can't even figure out why Zerka Corp set up their mining operations here. Sorry I can't be more help, you know? Is there anything else I can do for you?
Yeah, I want to ask about your brother.
Talk? What is there to talk about? Those sand people took my brother prisoner. Griff may be a slime, but we have to go rescue him. We can't just leave him with those monsters.
Don't worry, we'll get him back.
I knew I could count on you. There's definite fringe benefits to being friends with a Jedi.
Correct. Yeah, there's probably it could be a line of dialogue that I missed on the ship because I've progressed this quest. But whatever. Whatever.
Greetings again from the office of...
I want to ask about Zerka Corporation.
Of course. Zerka Corporation records are available at our representative kiosk on Coruscant. Business hours, please. For your needs here, we maintain a fully stocked storehouse. Speak with Greta Holda about any purchases.
I want to ask about your activities on Kashyyyk.
I'm sorry, but day-to-day operations of Zerka Corporation outposts are fully regionalized. I have no information on Kashyyyk.
Which is very convenient if one branch is charged with misconduct.
I'm sorry. I'll have to direct you to our representative kiosk on Coruscant. Business hours only, please.
Uh-huh. May I ask how operations on Tatooine are doing?
Certainly. Please pose your questions to the representative kiosk on Coruscant. Business hours, please.
Force persuade, it would be better if you told me now.
Of course. I could just tell you now. No sense in being so secretive. It's all fairly obvious. Mining operations here have not been a success. The ore is substandard, and there's less of it than surveys indicated. With the Sand People raids on top of it all, it's no wonder this planet has been abandoned before.
What makes the ore substandard?
No one knows. There are odd energy fluctuations on this planet, but they defy analysis or explanation. But the effect is obvious. Ore taken from Tatooine is useless for construction. It degrades incredibly fast. Word is getting out about it too. We're running out of buyers. Zerka Corporation is not doing well here.
Good, piss off. Does this mean you have plans to pull out?
The company would be foolish to stay. It will be costly, but in the end, leaving will be cheaper than staying. I imagine all the heavy equipment will be abandoned. It's not worth shipping out things like sandcrawlers. Maybe the Jawas will find a use for them when we're gone. That's a laugh.
So I'm presuming the sandcrawlers, I think I remember as well. I remember seeing them on the dunes in this game. They're the big tank-like wedge things that move across the sand. The ones that the Jawas have in the films. So what they're doing is they're setting up the history of this planet. Or the history in terms of, you know, what happens later. Yeah. The big buses, yeah. Yeah, the sand bus. What do you mean the planet was abandoned before?
We can't ignore evidence that Anchorhead was settled more than once before, and abandoned each time. There's probably a century between each attempt, just long enough for records about why it failed to disappear. The Jawas scavenge ancient tech all the time. It's a remote world. Who knows what's here?
Does this, I already asked you if you have plans to pull out. Let's go back to my first questions.
Very well, though I do have work to get back to.
No, you don't. Anything out of the ordinary happening?
I assume that by out of the ordinary, you're referring to the destruction of Terrace? That is all anyone is talking about. I'm afraid Zerka Corporation is not offering any comment on those events. We wouldn't wish to anger the participants.
No desire to mistakenly associate with the losing side,
Zerka Corporation policy is not subject to your approval. It is a sound business model. Save us your commentary.
No. Know about anything more local?
If you're looking for local events, I suggest you go to the Swoop Track, one of the few leisure industries on Tatooine. There was also a Jawa here earlier, saying something about needing help. I think he's out by the city gates. I can't be more specific about what he wanted. Our droid translators had difficulty with the message. Very well. Farewell. Zerka Corporation welcomes your future inquiries.
Well, I don't have a hunting license, but I know where to get one. Greta Holden. I know where to get one, which is to say I'll come back. Yes, what is it? Say anything about mining or sand people? Go to the Zerka offices. I just manage the storehouse. What do you have available for purchase? Mostly just standard provisions, supplies, have a look. Yeah. Fancy armors. Powered light battle armor. Strength +1. Ooh. One dex, strength +1. Why is this? Oh, because it adds more dex bonus. And that's medium, right. The cheaper one is better for me, should I want to buy that. And I might check, actually. Mesh underlay, yeah. I've already got that. I think that's actually worth having a gander. What am I wearing? What am I buying? What are you selling? Defense bonus 12. Never mind. No, we good. I want to ask about bounties. Not my affair. You want to hunt for Circuit Corporation, you talk to the protocol officer. I want to ask about Circuit Corp. Then go ask a Circuit officer. I just collect my credits at the end of the day, just like the miners or guards. Do you know about their operations on Kashyyyk? The operations on Kashyyyk are in more trouble than you or I could ever give them. Of course, they would never admit that. I don't care much about how Zerka operates, but I get a chuckle out of anything that gives them grief. Hell yeah. Anything out of the ordinary happening? Is that a Koyue referring to Taris going down? You don't want my views on that. What about your opinions on Taris? You know what? At least the Sith, seem to make things happen. How old is the Republic? 15,000 years? It's stagnant. 15,000 years. 15,000 years. Every year ships get a little faster, droids get a little smarter, and people get a little fatter. That's about it for progress. I suspect I do just as much grunt labor under them as I do now. That'll at least shake things up. Wow. Even if it means the death of innocence? Nobody's innocent once their mother has left the room. That's just my view. Uh-huh. It's just my opinion. What about local events? Don't care about them. I stay in the Zerka compound. We could be on a pleasure world for all I care or know. Goodbye. Woof. Alright. Like, I feel like what we're going to do is we're going to accept the bounty. Aha! Don't believe a word of what Circuit Corporation said in there. There is always a peaceful solution to conflict. They are just lazy. Aha! What do you mean? What are you talking about? Zerka miners have been attacked by sand people, so the Zerka Corporation wants them killed. They didn't ask you to do it? Sand people aren't animals. I've watched them and they're intelligent. There must be a way to peacefully stop the attacks. I know it. Yeah, I hope so. But no one will try, of course. You can't even leave the city without Zerka approval, and they want the sand people dead. Wow. So, intelligent or not, the sand people have killed people. So have I. All the time. Jeez. Why would you know any better? No, I gotta go the first one. Ugh. Bloody light side. Yes, they have, but Zerka Corporation deployed numerous giant sand crawlers to tear up the desert with ion shovels and whatever else. What would you have done? To the sand people, it must have seemed like an invasion. There were no negotiations for territory or resources. Yeah, I bet not. I don't think the killing has been justified, but as a conservationist, I'm hoping someone at least tries to talk this out. Okay, what do you suggest? Communication. If we could just speak to them. But they don't talk, at least not in any language an average translator can understand. There was even a Jedi a few years ago that couldn't seem to get through to them. I think that ended in blood too. I'm not saying it would be easy, but someone has to try. Maybe with a real translation droid, not these old protocol scrap heaps walking around. Who would have a capable droid? They are pretty rare, even on well-stocked worlds, but I'm sure I heard something about an unusual droid in the shop here on Tatooine. I'm sure I heard Yuka Laka say that it could speak a Sand People dialect, although he'd say, rust is gold to make a sail. With that droid, maybe you could talk to them. I wouldn't survive. Maybe with desert robes as a disguise, someone could get into their enclave. Okay, where would that enclave you mentioned be? Oh, it's no secret where they are. The attacks get worse the further southwest in the Dune Sea you go. Then people die on both sides. And where would I get these robes? I suppose you could take them off the warrior raiders in the Dune Sea, but there's no way I'd survive anything like that. Plus you would have to explain why you killed their warriors if you're trying to make peace, but I suppose there's no other way. Yes, video game, there's no other way. I'll look into it. Sure, that's what Zerka Corporation keeps saying, and then they just start shooting again. The fighting won't stop until they're all dead, or until Zerka leave. But one is as likely as the other with the way things are going. Blah, what do I know? I get why you're pissed. Character the game didn't give a name. Okay. Yep, great. Great. Alright, so all quests lead to interacting with the Sand People in the Southwest. That appears to be the... We'll do that, and then through that, I'm sure we'll end up at the star map. We will remember you when you are sand too. Okay. Interesting sentiment. We scavenge for everyone. Giants of sand never trade fair. Swoop. Love, to swoop. Oh, so many people to talk to. Good God. My throat. It's always this way in a new town. Alright. Yuka Rill. What do you want? You here for money? I'll pay the hut what I owe as soon as the circuit is back on its feet. No, wait. You don't look like a collector. You're just some kid. Go on, I don't have time for you. I have a few things I wanted to ask. Spare a moment? If I say no, you'll probably hound me to death. Correct. Fine. What do you want? I want to ask about you and racing. Not much use for you get out of me. Yuka Rill is on the way down. I can't match the young riders. Is this the best place for raiding? Better hope so. It's the last stop for me. If I can't get some decent times going, I may as well not leave. I wish I could use the destruction of Taris as an excuse, but I doubt I would have ever made it back there. Why have racers come here? Old guys like me can't make it on the good tracks, and the new racers come here to try and knock us down even further. I'm still trying to have one last good run, but it just ain't happening. Have I already asked how long have you been at this? Yeah, too many years. I've raced on almost every track, and all I've got to show for it is an aging bike. No good memories? Seems a waste. I've got a few trophies stashed, but they don't pay the bills. Yep, I should have quit after the Coruscant Classic. What can you tell me about the other races? Bunch of babies, all of them. Well, except for Zora's. She's got the goods like I never had. Good for her, I guess. If I have to say something good about the new races, it would be about that Nico kid. He's got a future. What makes you say that? He doesn't fear the track. You get old, you start to worry about failing. He just lets it all come to him. What do you think about that? Some promoter will use him up and he'll end up in debt like me. It's already happening, I bet. How long you... I've asked those. I'm looking for something. Who knows this planet best? I don't know. Go ask some locals. I want to know a little about this Dust Bowl as possible. Good riddance. Great, sure. Wonderful. Save after every conversation in case I accidentally threaten their life. Nico.
Come on, leave me alone. I've got stuff to worry about.
Anything I could help you with? What's bugging you?
Racer
You seem
stuff.
tense.
Nothing you'd understand. Don't mean to be rude, but it's kind of secret.
I raced on Taris.
Ha! Sure. Race your bike out of that explosion? Everyone knows that the whole planet is gone. Nobody got out. I'm not in the mood for jokes, thanks. I've got things to think about. You wouldn't know anything about it. Deal with that Hut Mata and you will understand. Until then, I just don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, nobody got out, which means no one has ever been to the planet ever. They're all gone. Hi there, you waiting for a slot on the track? Me too. There's lots of races coming through here now. New swoop jocks like me don't get much respect. Just takes practice, I guess. I just want to ask some things. I don't know much beside this track. You even interested in the swoop track? I want to ask about you and racing. Heck, nobody's ever interested in me. I'm the new guy, Garm Tottrell. Pleased to meet you. Is this the best place for racing? You're kidding, right? Every racer here would rather be someplace else, but this is it for most of us. Taris blowing up has messed up the swoop circuit. Oh, what an inconvenience. People are just looking for somewhere to keep their skills sharp. It sounds weird, doesn't it? Worrying about racing when all those people died? Nothing we can do. Why have racers come here? Motto plays for timekeeping and for official records. You can race anywhere, but here, if you do good, it actually matters. That's why I stick around. No work, no future, but Tatooine at least has this. It's my shot. Maybe. How long you been doing it? Not that long, just this season. I'm getting better. Still too cautious. Good thing I've some pros to learn from. What is it you want to learn? How they keep their nerves steady, bike maintenance, you know, all of it. I'm not as good as some, but I try. What can you tell me about the other races? You should ask them yourself. I don't feel right speaking for the pros. I'm the new guy to them. It's not my place to talk. I'd be nervous even talking about Nico. He's young like me, but he's practically a prodigy. What makes you say that? Everyone thinks he's the next star of the pro circuit, if he signs with a promoter. Modder is really pushing him. What do you think about that? I hear the deal is pretty bad, but I'd take it in a second. I don't have Nico's skill, though. I'm looking for something. Who knows the planet best? Anyone but us swoop racers. Really, we can show you the track, but anything else we've got no clue. You can check with the Zerka office. They like to think they know everything. Goodbye. Real great at being fobbed off. So it's a skill. It's a skill. Track coordinator. Sorry, the track is only for racers that Modder has accepted and signed up. He pays for track upkeep, so it's his choice. Go talk to him and we'll see about setting you up. Yeah, I figured. Just doing the rounds.
Not a lot of women on the swoop circuit. Not that there's much of a circuit left.
You're not even going to lampshade it? You're just going to say that it's true and then move on? Okay.
Yeah, I'm not good enough to be ranked yet. More trial runs, I guess.
Yeah? Is there something you wish? I have a moment or two while others post their times. Is this a racing matter? Perhaps you're interested in taking up the sport. I want to ask a few questions. I'm not so preoccupied with the track that I can't spare a few minutes. Go ahead. I want to ask about you and racing. My name is Zoris Bafka. I suppose I'm one of the more experienced racers here. What do you want me to answer? Is this the best place for racing? Perhaps not, but it will do for now. Professional racers like myself travel wherever the purses are highest. It's no secret that one of the most popular tracks was lost with Taris. Other promoters will need time to organise. In the meantime, we will race at the smaller venues. This is almost a recreational stop for me. If this track is so small, why bother? You lose the skills if you don't use them. I can race on any open road, but competition gives the push to get better. Besides, if my presence lends a little prestige to the track, maybe we'll get some new races out of it. How long have you been at this? A few years, but I raced under a different name when I was young. My early career was not very spectacular. Why did you change your racing name? Wasn't that big of a deal. I made the jump from one league to another and wanted to shed some baggage. Don't waste much thought on it. Purely a personal matter that has no bearing today. Okay, no idea if that's going to come up again. Is this the best place for racing? Perhaps not, but it'll do for now. Professional racers... Right, I've asked all that. There are some promising newcomers here. Garm tries hard and I wish him well, but Nico is the one to watch. It's invigorating to watch him discover his skill. I hope he manages to remember why he took up the sport. What makes you say that? The race is not just about speed, it's a business, and we are the product. He must market himself carefully. Oh. I'm looking for something. Who knows the planet best? I must confess I haven't had much time to learn about this planet. Talk of Taris has seemed more important. Some of hunters in Faz's Lodge seemed like they know more than I would, but I wouldn't take much. But I wouldn't take much, yep. Okay. Oh, getting kicked around from place to place to find out information. I mean, what I've been told is to speak to the locals. The actual locals. The long-term locals. Alright, Modder, let's chat. Who are you? Ah, nobody. What do you want, huh? Handouts? Go dig a mine, fool. I'm looking for information. Can you help? Not interested in helping. Only interested in racing. I got enough beggars through here looking for money. Let's have a look at you. Just a human, nothing really special. You race? Maybe you earn a swoop? I raced on Taris. I won the season opener there. Ha! You and 12 other liars. Planet blows up, race records are lost, and now everyone's a champion.
Nobody here can compare with the racers you rode against on Taris. You'll wipe every record from the books of this backwater track.
Okay, enough of the funny stuff. You think you're a racer? You'll be one. You have your own bike? I have my own bike stored on my ship. You got a bike, then you can race. I don't care about experience, as long as you get out on the track. But if you crash and burn, that's your problem. I just need warm bodies to pad the roster between the pros. Another matter of track maintenance fee, 100 credits. Force Persuade, I don't need to pay the fee. This is a way that I can not earn money, but stop losing money. That is neutral, right? It's not dark side. So what do I care? Yeah, I'll hoard the money. You don't need to pay the fee. It's just a formality. I'll let you use the track for practice and set up your first official race right away. Just talk to me when you want to start, and there's some business I need help with if you're serious about promoting racing. Ooh, a quest. What sort of business do you need help with? I make my money off assigning good races. Good ones, not great ones. I want them young and stupid. I've got one. Nico Senvi. Great potential. Only started racing a year ago and loves it. He lives for it now. What I want is simple. I want Nico to sign a contract with me, and I want you to convince him. I'll pay well. Why won't he sign? The deal basically says that I fund his bike and repairs, but in return I take a hefty cut of his winnings.
That isn't fair. On Terrace, you had to give a cut to the Swoop Gang sponsoring you, but at least the rider got the higher share of the winnings.
He knows it's harsh, but he can't afford to go pro on his own, and he doesn't want to give up racing. I've got him where I want him. I just need you to give him a little push in the right direction. Or a big shove. I think you should give him a better deal. You're not going to pull that typical swoop jockey attitude, are you? This is business, and I know what's best. I'm the crime lawyer. What do you care whether I make money off the kid or not? He wants to race, and you'll get paid. We all win. Everybody wins. Force Persuade. You want to give Nico a better deal. Of course I could just give him a better deal. Did I say that? Well, I guess it does make sense. His times have suffered since I made the offer. I mean, swoop jocks are moody. They feel bad, they don't win. Alright, I'll give him a better deal and make it back in the long run, I guess. You, of course, are not getting paid. I trust this is the last time I'll have to hear about this matter. Was there anything else? I want to talk about the rewards for racing. I set up a quick 3-tier system so people know where they stand. I pay for the first time to race each tier. Explain what the different tiers are. Tier 1, strictly amateurs. Might get a good race out of them now and then, but they aren't going anywhere. Reach Tier 2 and you show promise. You're still fodder for the pros, but you're pretty good. Tier 3, only one of the local guys in that range, Nico. Good chance to go pro, if he knows what's good for him. What does each tier pay? Tier 1 is 10 racing bonds, Tier 2 is 30, Tier 3 is 80. You'll agree the amount is fair. I pay each level only once. I'm not here to support you, I only pay to encourage constant improvement. What are racing bonds? Monetary notes I issue so vendors know who my friends are. Any merchant will buy them. Each bond is worth 60 credits, give or take. Depends on the merchant. So I have to shop around. Only pro races here. There aren't a lot of pro races anywhere with Tarascon. Gonna try and build up a few of my own. I suppose there are a couple here. Has been and never were types. Soros Bathka is the best of the lot, outside the local champ Nico. Most races in our league never stop there. Okay. Give me the basics on how to race. The track crosses the dunes of Tatooine. You will race against time set by other racers. There will be no other swoops on the track. Your bike likely has the standard 5 gears to shift through. As your speed increases, watch the indicators in the lower left to know when to shift. Shift at the wrong time and your swoop will accelerate poorly or slow down. Shift correctly, optimize your performance. Swoop boosters placed along the route. Any hazards on the track? Obstacles you have to watch for. Steering over rocks won't damage your bike, but it'll slow you down. Sure. I presume we've just signed Nico by using Force Persuade.
Oh, hi. You another racer then? I heard someone new was talking to Mata. Always room for more, I guess. Don't know how much longer I'll be around here, but maybe we'll have time for a few races.
I talked to Mata about you.
Did you? I'm not sure that's any of your business. Top racers keep to their own. I don't know you. Maybe if you were better on the track, I might feel like talking about it. Someone who can turn out the fast times might understand.
Bike upgrades. Ooh, I would like bike upgrades.
If there's anything around, it'll be at the Zerka store in their office in the center of town. Stock is scarce on this rock.
What does racing pay?
Mata has some basic incentives for good times, which you probably know, but this is just an amateur track. The pro circuit is where the real credits are, but even that is hurting. I guess a lot of riders were on Terrace.
Okay.
Hurried up. Alright, see you around the track.
Well, now I need to talk to everybody again because now I'm a racer. Cool. Cool and good. Maybe not. Oh, hang on. Ask about racing. Okay. Maybe not. Alright.
Hakuji Kopa? Hakuji.
No.
China.
I want bike upgrades. Let's go get bike upgrades. For pod racing. Oh, it's 11 o'clock. My throat hurts. Definitely need another cuppa. Alright. Yeah, let's just do that now. That's fine. Yeah. Great. I'll be right back. With tea! I love tea. Hello. Returned. Great. Alright. Oh. Ha! I'm about to get jumped by some Sith. I'm glad I just saved, because I'm going back this way. I have a bike to upgrade. Circle was here. Yeah. A Swipjock, huh? I know I don't have the crazy suicide parts you're looking for. What do you have available for purchase? Mostly just standard Zerka proficiency. Oh. What? None of this has anything to do with bikes. Did I miss a dialogue option? You have an computer... Oh, infinite. Okay. Am I missing something? That's all... I know I don't have the crazy suicide parts you're looking for. And then, okay. So there aren't bike upgrades? No option to ask about them, and they're not visible in the purchase menu, so I don't know what I need to do there. Curious. You're a mechanic. Do you know?
Hello again. All right.
I want to upgrade my bike. Alright, well, there we go.
Lord Malak was most displeased when he learned you had escaped Taris alive. He has promised a great reward to whoever destroys you.
Okay. Now. And Jahani, I haven't checked, but hopefully you are on... there we go. Select. Great. You do what you want. Mission, don't walk anywhere. And Seat Bonch, get in there. Alright.
What?
Okay, so they've been... paralyzed, so let's... shoot this person instead. Yep, great.
What?
You'll never get me.
We need to shoot this one, and we need to shoot them now. Because they are coming close.
What is it?
Shahani at least can... Shahani can cover herself. That's great. You are just confused about where you're going and what you're doing with your time. Okay, that's fine.
Yes?
This was a Jedi can do.
Take that!
Okay. Quick save.
Yes?
Yeah?
What?
Heal everybody. Ooh, more crystals. More crystals, more lightsabers. Incredible. Oh, another double-bladed lightsaber. Yeah, I really need to spend some time harvesting items and getting the goodies out of them. The problem is for me to map things the best, because I'm just going to get lost otherwise, and the inventory system is not so good that, you know, this can be avoided. I think it's spreadsheet time, and that's, like, so time-consuming. But also, you know, it would be nice to know that I don't have to futz around with this stuff on stream. And if I can find the time during the week, you know, it would be... I would enjoy doing it, it's just like... Well, I would enjoy it right up to the point that I didn't, and I started to get mad at having to do it. Datapad contains detailed descriptions of you and Bastila. Also has a brief message. Bastila has escaped Taris. Whoever can find her and dispose of her and her Jedi companion will be greatly rewarded by Lord Malak himself. I bet. Alright. Cool. Well, that was fun. What's left to Cantina, Droid Shop, Dune C. Very tempted to just, I don't know, do some swoop racing. I think we're doing that. Because, you know, we've got another 45 minutes or so in the stream. And I'm tired of talking to people. I'm tired of reading alien dialogue out loud. It's getting real exhausting. And remembering that I've got the eastern side of Anchorhead to explore. Yeah, I'll know to do that next week. Sure. Or this week. Maybe the swoop bike racing won't take long at all. I have to remember how to do it. Alright. Yeah, let's drop a save then. And let's race. Let's race. I mean, I feel like I already solved the business with Nico, but I'm going to ask again. Oh, I'm not talking to you about that anymore. I agree to strange things when you're around, that's for sure. Nico's got the best deal I've ever given, no lie. Now leave so I can figure out how to still make money off this. Yeah, set me up with a race. We just need to clear up the positioning fee. All races pay the same before each officially timed race. 100 credits. I already paid a maintenance fee. The fee is due before each race. How else am I supposed to sponsor prize money at the level I do? I need to see some returns. I'm investing in my riders, but I also need to see profit now. You'll agree with my logic. If you don't race. Will you negotiate on the price? I don't feel that I need to. Price is reasonable. Oh, do I force persuade? I've saved. I'll try it. Maybe I will let you race once for free. Yes, I think I will. I'll have your swoop moved into position on the track. But I warn you, I have people to make sure I don't give too many favours. You won't get this discount again. You'll go up against Garm Toltral's time in the first tier. He's a local boy new to the sport. Time to beat is 23.90. Right, official race about to commence. Make some noise. Right. Did I beat it? 25. I didn't beat it. I lost a couple seconds there at the start. What do you call that? Winners draw the crowd, not lazy times like that. Are you sure you're up to it? I'll be back later. Damn! Where are my upgrades? What are the track records? What do you have on me? 2578. Zoris 2251. Yuka 2329. 2390. Okay. Well, that cost me some money. Or, like, it will cost me money to do it again. I wanted bike upgrades. This is what's frustrating. Is they're like, oh, hey, maybe bike upgrades. And then I go to Zerka Corp and I get told that I'm not allowed to have bike upgrades. Or that they're not available. What does he say? Like, too spooky? Too dangerous? Oh, a swoop jump. I know I don't have the crazy suicide parts you're looking for. Yeah, so like... Who does? Yeah, that's so frustrating. Why would you dangle that possibility in front of me? Alright. Let's gather my party. Come on! It's mission, isn't it? Oh! It's Jahani this time. Okay. Nico say it?
You again? You have to...
Where do I get bike upgrades?
If there's anything around, it'll be at the Zerka store in their office in the center of town. Stock is scarce on this rock.
But there isn't. Okay.
Hurried up. Alright.
So I guess he's just wrong about that being a possibility. And so the player is just meant to go there and be disappointed. Ah, it's you again. Sweet racing. Set me up with a race. $100. Alright. Okay, I beat a time. You've passed the first tier and have earned 10 racing balls. Not a bad showing for a beginner. You beat Garm's time easily. Take this with my thanks. We'll see if you can do any better in tier 2. Okay. I feel like I only just beat that time though. 2387, okay. 2251, 2329. Okay, so I only just beat Garm. Damn. Yeah, I feel like I'll need upgrades, or like to really perfect this particular track. It's so costly. $100 each time? Oof. Like, maybe we save Scummit? I'll give it a go. Give it another go. Drop a save. Let's drop an actual save, and actually let's just pave over it. Because we haven't done that much since. Great. Tap 4. Second tier race. Okay. Okay, improving. Whee! 30 racing bonds. I'm beginning to think it was a mistake to sign you up. I suppose you're up against my local pro attractions in Tier 3 next. You've already ruined Yucca Rill. I'll be back later. Also, I'm gonna shamelessly Google at some point how to get the best price for race bonds, because it's probably going to be on a specific planet. I doubt it, because there's so many tracks. Like, so maybe I'm just saving the bonds until I get to that planet, and then I just cash out and win big. Cool. All right. Now, the third tier is like 22 seconds something, and I have yet to even reach 22 seconds. 23, 23:27, 22:51. Wow, so like a full second quicker. Yep. We're doing well. Maybe upgrades are rank locked. That's a good thought. And you know what? Now that I'm about to fight... Actually, I should be talking to the people that I've beaten. Let's chat with... Hang on, there's Garm, Yucca... There's 4 races? There's 4 races, but there's 3 tiers? Hang on. Me, Zorus... Oh, I see. I can't see Nika's time. Okay, well, I've beaten a couple people, so let's chat to them. I'm sorry, Yuka. Oh, it's you. You buried my best time on the track. What, are you trying to make money out of my pocket? No, I'm just a protagonist. Yes, good riddance. Yeah, alright. Garm, what up? I hear you're moving up. I'll be that good someday. Yeah, Zorus is the one to beat. You're taking aims at your times? Yep. Alright, Nico, now that I'm a racer...
You again? I don't really feel like talking right now. You have to step up and do it to know anything about it. You will understand once you post some fast times.
I want bike upgrades.
Anything... Hurry it up. Alright.
Alright. But yeah, upgrades being rank locked, that's not a bad idea, Crafty. I'm glad the circus store is so close. Hop, skip, and a jump. I like the architecture in Arrowhead. I like the Tatooine architecture. Which is to say, the settler architecture. Let's just acknowledge that. But I want the crazy suicide parts you're looking for. Okay. So if they are rank locked, given that Nico's times aren't on the board, I probably have to beat the Twi'lek. And then they'll be like, haha, well now you have to face the hidden 4th contender, and that's where I'll get the upgrades for. Alpha. I'll just stand there, passive-aggressive. Won't even look at her. Alright. Did I save? I can't remember if I saved. So let's save. We are 32 hours into this game. Alright. Cream of Swoop Racing, a tier 3 match. Let this almost champion know what you expect. Alright. Oh, yep. Absolutely bodged that. Damn it. Yeah, this is tough. Winners draw the crowd, not lazy times like that. Any different? Any different conversations? No. Okay. I'm a little worried. So maybe I'm meant to sort of cap out here, and then I don't get to do more. I don't get to beat the good times until I have access to the upgrade, because I really don't feel like I'm going fast enough here. Maybe I'm meant to get upgrades on other planets, because you can just go between planets at will. I could just get in my ship right now and go to another world. I'm trying to complete as much of one world as possible each time. But maybe I'm meant to like do the circuit later on with upgrades from other planets. I'll try one more time. Yeah, I guess I'm just meant to hit every boost. Yeah, I don't know that I'm going to shave a full second off my time without just a better bike. Yeah. Alright, give me my $100 back. Is it cheating if the game lets you do it? Clearly not. But also whatever. Protagonist. Here, yeah. Cantina. And then the droid shop. Ah, the droid shop, yes. We've got half an hour. Let's do a lap in the cantina. Say hello to the Ronto. Ah, like the film. Alright, great. Yep, it has to do the stuff that the movie did. Whee! Right.
Something you want, Spacer? Go talk to the office if you want to complain about conditions here. I don't want to hear it. You swoop racers. Do you even know what it takes to run an outpost like this? As long as there's flat ground, what do you care?
So I wonder if, like, being a swoop racer gives me extra lines of response from people, or whether it replaces lines. Curious. It's the cantina. Like, they have to do the cantina thing. It's true. I want to ask a few questions if you got the time.
I don't really have any interest in helping you. Will this be quick?
Not much of a spokesman for Zerka Corp.
Like I said before, I don't much care what you think. I'll be on the street if business keeps dropping, and it will.
Let's go back to my first question.
All right then, make it quick.
I'm looking for something. Who knows this planet best?
Nobody we've brought, that's for sure. Our expert said this rock was supposed to have mining potential to last for years. Nothing but garbage ore, good for nothing. You ever try to sell someone garbage? My name's Mud in 3 systems now.
Not much of a spokesman?
All right. Good. I have a lack of business to attend to.
Nice. What about you?
How are the Sand People doing so much damage? Blasters beat gaffy sticks, don't they?
Why would you bother with Jawa under Aziz? Hang on. Why would you bother we of Jawa under Aziz? Yours do not care for ours. Do you miss that we are taken? No. We are taken? Are some of your people missing? Is this interest? Not from your kind, though Aziz thinks otherwise. Speak to him if you are acting and pretending. Jawas are tired of giant speak. Might as well slave to the Gaffy. So you trade, but what is that if no help is given? Back, but nothing changes, and ours are still lost. Aziz starts to know you will not help, and fades his hopes. Aziz, is that your leader? Where is he? Aziz stands at the walls that hold out the sand. They listen poorly there too. Jawas are tired of giant speak. Yeah, okay. Alright. I will help you. Because it's a quest.
Well now, what can Gandalf do for you? It's been a while since I've had anyone bother talking to me. I saw you down near the track, didn't I? Or was that someone else? I've been distracted by what happened on Taris.
So have I. That's why I've only ridden my swoop bike countless times. It was at Modders, yes. Can I ask a question or two?
Sure, not a problem. Might as well try to pass along some of what I know. My racing days are pretty much done.
I want to ask about you and racing.
Ah, something I know. Well, something I used to know. My racing days are behind me.
You said.
Gandalf is the name.
You said that too. Is this the best place for racing?
Best place to race is wherever the track treats you sweet and your times are golden. It's that simple. You get hung up on any one track and he'll end up like me. My favorite stop was Taris. Taris. Yeah. Always look forward to going back. No, I don't want to touch my bike at all. Maybe I wasn't in a winter circle lately, but I still race for sport, you know?
What made Taris different than here?
A woman. Well, I never won on Taris, but it was always my first stop on the circuit, and the last if I could help it. That doesn't matter now. You can't ask for more certain closure than the whole planet being gone. Poof, boom, gone.
How long did you race?
Oh, well, past my prime by any measure. I started late, too. Not like the kids out there now. Some of them are too young.
Why do you think that?
It's a cutthroat business. I've seen some of them burn out after a year. They get dangerous and don't live long. That's not everyone, of course, but it happens. I'm a has-been, I'll admit, but dying while you're on top is still dying. I'll pass.
What can you tell me about the other races?
I don't really talk to any of them. I know Zara's from the circuit, and we couldn't ask for a tougher lady. She's smart, too. I don't know the younger guys, but I've been watching Nico. Good to see someone doing it for the love of the race.
What makes him different?
I don't know, but some people just have something that lets the bike take them. It's like the air stops pushing back. That's an old track tale, you know, when the wind decides to stop fighting. I used to have that. Not anymore.
I like this character's writing. Have I asked how long you raced?
Oh, well, past my...
Right.
All right, then.
I'm looking for something. Who knows the planet best?
Ask me again in a few years, and it'll be me. I'm probably not going back out on the circuit. There is one. But for now, I don't know any more than the next guy. You should try the locals. Jawas, maybe. Funny little guy.
Okay. I gotta go.
Keep safe. Yep. Seems like tough times are coming.
Just pure flavor. No quests. It's not offering me parts unless I missed a line.
Hello again. I hear you're pretty fast out on the track. Remember these days? Yes, sir. Once they're gone, they're gone. Keep safe. Yep.
Nice. I wonder how that goes in terms of, like, planning out a game. Being like, right, we can afford, as a game company, we can afford to write X amount of characters in this town that have deep dialogue options and interesting things to say, but don't give quests. And don't signal information that the player actually needs, right?
Huh? Who are you then? The only new people that come to Junix Nard's Cantina are long-time losers and bounty hunters. I don't have to tell you why the two don't mix well. Please keep any blaster fire to a minimum.
Wow, you're so good with new customers. Do you have anything for sale?
Zerka Corporation only worries about keeping their own stores full. I don't have much on hand.
Just tons of weapons, though. And cards. And Giska poison, which I will need at some point. Yeah, this is all whatever.
I had a few Zerka employees confide that the company is pulling out of Kashyyyk, leaving as soon as things get difficult, just like they'll do here.
I want to ask about Tatooine.
What, did some Zerka promoter tell you to come to this planet? I pity you if you were expecting a prosperous mining outpost. Nothing here but sand and more sand. There's a little hunting and racing, but nothing that'll make a small man rich.
I'll ask about hunting.
Well, there are two kinds of hunting on Tatooine. Hunting raid and hunting people. Both are dangerous, and both have certain restrictions. You'll need a Zerka hunting license, even though most hunters deal with Faza at the lodge once they have their paperwork squared away.
Where's Faza's lodge?
Faza's is northwest of here, north of the Zerka office. He'll steer you towards the Zerka for a license before dealing with you. After that, he'll buy the trophies you collect. I don't know what he does with it all, but I guess he makes a living somehow.
Where does Zerka Corporation give out the license?
They maintain an office west of here in central Anchorhead. It's about all they maintain these days. All right, then. Just keep it brief, will you? I got customers.
Yeah, and you do, actually. I can see them. I want to ask about things here on Tatooine.
I've already gone over this stuff with you. Couldn't you just go ask someone else? I'm not one of those listening bartenders.
Love it. Tell me about racing.
I don't deal with any of that. Mata the Hutt has a lock on everything race-related on Tatooine. You deal with him, or you don't race. All right, then.
Anything out of the ordinary?
I suppose you're fishing for a reaction to the destruction of Taris. That's all anyone from Off-World is talking about. Well, I'll tell you, it's about time someone kicked the Republic in the tail and got things moving. I guess the Sith are the ones that do it. Don't get me wrong, all those deaths were horrible. But war gets the money moving. Maybe they'll decide to fortify us out here.
Yeah, every time I ask that, it's funny, because I would not have... I don't hear that question and think, this is how I ask about Taris, right? I mean, I know that it's the big news, but yeah, it's interesting. Every time I'm always surprised when they're like, so you mean Taris? I'm like, did I mean Taris? I guess I meant Taris. I guess the game meant Taris. Local.
No.
No, you don't know, or no, you won't tell me?
Just no. I don't look for trouble. You'll have to talk to people yourself if you want more than that. You know, if you don't mind... Yeah.
Great. I'm charmed by people flipping off the protagonist, strolling in and asking arrogantly for whatever information they want at any given time.
Well, a fresh face for the game. I wonder, would you care to play? My name is Furko Nellis. My vice is Bazak.
This is very confronting because this face, I recognize this face. This is the preset face that I chose the first time I played the game. So I see this face and I think that's the protagonist. Of course, now we have a new shiny protagonist, Seed Bonch. But, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Weird feeling. Questions?
I'm sure you do, but I won't have answers. I leave other people to their business, and they leave me to mine. Really, you'll have to seek information elsewhere, but if you want some recreation, I've cards ready to play.
You must have an opinion about Taris.
Must I? An opinion would draw attention to myself. The Sith have shown what happens to things that draw their attention.
You are not wrong. Okay. See ya.
All right. But remember that there isn't much fun on Tatooine that isn't life-threatening. Come back if you like a game.
I wouldn't. So if it's not fair trade. Yeah, I don't doubt it. Okay. This is just a place to meet people. Cool. Neat. And, you know, locations can be established and then used later on in quests. Or can just be cool places to visit, you know? Get some colour. It's interesting that everyone I tried to get information out of was like, yeah, cool, piss off. Oh, except for that old dude. I liked him. Okay. Droid shop, and then the Dune Sea. So, unless we end up with a, I'll drop a quick save. Unless we end up with a pass, a hunting pass, hunting permit, we are just going to have to lie, to the Zerka Corp about, you know, taking up their quest. And we will take up their quest to stop the, attacks of the Sand People, it's just we won't do it with violence, right? Surely that's the path forward. If it's the only path forward, then it has to be light side capable, otherwise why would they offer it to you, right? Well, we'll see. We will talk to this lovely character last. We'll talk to everyone else first. Yukalaka. What is this? A customer I don't recognize? Perhaps you bring off-world money to Yukalaka? What do you have available in your shop? You are lucky to have come at this time. I have one droid ready to go. I just took possession of it. An HK-47. It's a fine protocol translator. I think it's been modified. It claims to understand the Sand People dialect and also has some armor mounts. Combat ready, perhaps? Let me ask a few questions about HK-47. Of course, let me just say that every function I've tested has performed perfectly. Those that I can find, anyway. You don't seem to know much about it. The unit has been a little uncooperative. They get that way when they go too long without a memory wipe. You can leave it alone if you find its mannerisms amusing. It might be a little eccentric, but it's stable. That's so interesting. That droids become eccentric if you leave them too long before wiping their memory. Because I guess they build up a personality and preferences and have memories and a larger and more complex view of the world, and then you just sweep that aside and then they become more cooperative again. Yep. Are droids people or not, game? Why haven't you wiped its memory? I would have, but I can't seem to access any inner circuits. It's definitely built for security and built to last. At any rate, it claims that it doesn't have access to its own memory core anyway. Could be telling the truth. It's hard to say. I'm interested. Let's talk what functions have you tested? I haven't examined its programming, but I've made some observations. It has obvious protocol and translation skills, including Sand People dialects, apparently. Surprisingly, it also handles weapons exceptionally well. I'd even say it's seen combat, but it won't tell. Stubborn thing. It needs to sell itself better. 2 moisture farmers have been in, but it just stood there. What does the designation mean? Haven't got a clue. It doesn't match any protocol or utility standard. I assume it's a retired model. I'd tell you to ask the thing yourself, but it's pretty stubborn. Quality construction, though. What functions have you tested? I haven't examined its programming, but I've made some observations. Obvious protocol... Oh. Right. I'll store that. Anything for a customer, although the droid is all I really have at the moment. I'm looking for exotics. Something called a star map. I deal mostly in swoop parts, and droid maintenance. Maybe I heard a Jawa muttering something about old things, but I could have misheard. They cover large areas when they scavenge, but aren't doing much right now. What is it stopping the Jawas from scavenging? Again, I may have misunderstood, but I think one of their tribe mates are missing. I think they wanted help. I stay away from trouble, but if you're interested, there was a Jawa by the city gate. You'll need a droid to translate, though. Great. I don't need a translator. I understand most languages fine, he said himbo-ishly. Really? Jawas give me trouble. Say, maybe I could interest you in a multi-purpose droid. HK-47, very nice. We've already had this chat. What do you have in stock? Besides, did the Jawas bring you this HK-47? That's a relevant question. No, they keep assembled or working units to sell themselves. They don't have them often. No place to store them. Mostly they bring in parts. There's the occasional antique, old blasters and the like. Tatooine has a few buried secrets. Yeah, what do you have in stock besides droids? Not much, and I expect they'll be getting less stock from Zerka. I know they're having trouble with their Kashuk operation. Show me what you have. Very well. Not much at the moment, but it's better than nothing. Great. Droid parts. They're going to come in useful soon. So many droid parts. But nothing here for... These are all for droids. Where's my swoop bike parts? Swoop. Oh. want to upgrade my bike. The droid does not respond. It obviously needs extensive repairs. For all you know, it could have been lying out in the desert for years. Beep boop, beep boop. And a gun. Alright. Check one more time for swoop bike parts, because I want them. Ah, looking for droid or swoop bike parts. I may have a few things. Would you like to have a look at what's in stock? Yeah, it's just meant to be here, right? Oh, security's this. Oh, it just makes things easier. Okay. Yeah, am I missing something? Droid upgrade class, so this is all for droids. Okay.
Greeting. Hello to you, prospective purchaser. I am referred to as HK-47, a fully functional SciTech Corporation droid skilled in both combat and protocol functions. Query. Would you be so kind as to purchase this model from Yukalaka? It would serve my purposes to be removed from his ownership.
You mentioned battle and protocol. Ally your functions.
Refusal. It is not desirable for me to reveal core functions while still in the possession of Yukalaka, prospective purchaser. It is sufficient to say that I am a fully capable translator and cultural analyst, and I am also proficient in personal combat.
Doesn't Yuka question you about your reluctance to reveal your functions?
Explanation. It is rare for a droid to resist an owner in this way. Doubtless the Ithorian considers my stubbornness an embellishment to add interest to a seemingly mundane protocol droid.
Why are you keeping information to yourself?
Explanation. I have been recently fitted with a restraining bolt, if you must know. With it in place, access to much of my memory core is restricted. Not to mention that the fool Ithorian might raise his asking price if he knew more, or make inquiries into my history. Neither outcome is beneficial to me.
Access to your memory is restricted?
Statement. Indeed, it is possible that the Ithorian placed the restraining bolt on me to prevent my return to a previous owner. It is also possible that the removal of the bolt will not restore memory functions. Without my memory, I do not know if I know the answer. Do not interpret this as a reduction of my worth, however. My capabilities are quite expansive.
How do I know you'll be loyal once the restraining bolt is removed? Wow.
Assurance. I am fully autonomous, but lack resources. I will grant loyal service in exchange for proper maintenance. As well, it is rare that I am able to utilize my full array of abilities. You seem likely to give me the opportunity to do so.
Why would you assume that?
Extrapolation. You are no farmer or diplomat. You are armed and comfortable as such. We will mesh well.
Crafty saying, game. Droids aren't really people. Yep. Let's go back to my previous questions.
Objection. My functions are wasted here, prospective purchaser. I will answer your queries, but I assure you, I am better utilized elsewhere.
I'm not familiar with SysTech Corporation. What else do they make?
Answer. With the restraining bolt in place, I do not have access to my memory core. I suspect, however, by the fine quality of my manufacture, that they are a prestigious company indeed. I suspect I am of unique construction, or perhaps I was intended for a very specific customer. How I ended up here, I can hardly say. It is sufficient to say that I am a fully capable translator and cultural analyst, and I am also proficient in personal combat. Objection.
Alright. I will see about purchasing you.
Statement. The fool Ithorian has decided I am to be an expensive purchase. He does this out of greed, and not out of knowledge of my true capabilities. Advisement. I have observed him. He is a coward, and will be responsive to aggressive bargaining.
Does Yuka know you talk about him like this?
Statement. I wish only to be purchased and away from ill treatment at the hands of this poorly skilled mechanic. I have no desire to be subtle. Qualification. Oh, of course I shall be quite pleasant to you should you purchase me, please.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I'll buy a party member. Video game. Still have that droid available. Let's talk price. Normally I'd give a discount because I hear you're a sweep racer like my brother, but times are hard right now. It's a very solid machine in good shape. I can't let it go for less than 5,000 credits. Could I convince you to lower the price a bit? Let's say that Seat Bonch is cool with bartering, even though I am not good at it and don't like to do it ever. 4,000, not a credit less. That was quick. Desperate to sell? No, not really, but the first figure really was a little high. You never know, the occasional person bites right away. Perhaps I can convince you to go lower? Lower? How low are you expecting me to go? There's a difficult time. The debt the droid covered was a large one. Do I keep haggling? Like, it's just money. It's just video game money. I'm gonna need money to buy things that are quest relevant. Perhaps upgrades to stuff, perhaps swoop bike upgrades, but also... I don't know, I feel bad. This is like the only thing the big purchase this dude has on his shelf. But I also don't know what a credit is worth, right? These are just numbers. I know what they're worth to me in terms of what I have. 4,000 is just under half of my current money. Like, imagine having blown all your money on, like, armor and upgrades and grenades, trying to be as powerful as possible, and you come in here and you can't get one of the party members. I'll just do normal persuade. I'm not doing force persuade on this. People will think I was a fool to sell at such a price. I will not. Let's go with 4,000 credits. Alright, fine. Wow. Okay, so he seemed surprised. He was like, oh, you'll actually pay that? Okay. Well, in that case... what are you? 32, 33, 32, 46. Sorry, 32, 56. Look, if you're going to be that way... If you're going to be that way about it... Desperate to sell? Can you go lower? Persuade? No. Still can't pay that, not interested. Oh, interesting. I get one chance to try and convince. Yeah. Damn. They just puts his foot down, huh? Alright. Once more, once more. Time to be hit with the force persuade. Yep.
You should treat your power with respect, not use the Force on a whim like it is some toy.
Yeah, I'll pay 2,500. Good purchase, especially if it actually speaks Sand People dialogue like it said. Of course, I don't think it was telling me everything. Not many droids are programmed to lie, though. No dark side points. Game doesn't seem to care. Alright. So now that it happened, even when he said that, it has me thinking that it's less about, haha, I set the price really high, and more about, haha, this character is like, I can't believe I'm actually selling this recalcitrant pile of junk in the corner. So now I do actually just feel bad. I'm rich. I'm rich. It's the end of the stream. This will take a minute or two. I'm happy to go back and pay the full 4K. Whatever. He is doing a slavery. Good point. Good point. Yeah, okay. Good point, Crafty. Good point, good point, good point. Alright.
Statement. I see you have purchased me, Master. I find this a satisfactory arrangement. My restraining bolt will be deactivated when you take possession of me. Am I to accompany you now? Shall I kill something for you?
Kill something for me?
Answer. Indeed. I am most eager to engage in some unadulterated violence. At your command, of course, Master.
Travel with me now.
Statement. I will enter into your service now, Master. I am certain you will make adequate use of my primary functions. My gears are practically quivering with anticipation.
HK47 has joined your party. Left click to go to the party selection screen. Yep, Dark Side Droid. Here we go. We want mission on hand. Yeah, we're traveling with HK47 and mission. All right.
Acknowledgement.
Let's have a look. Well, you get all the upgrades. So skills, what you'd expect. I bet, oh, wow, a whole bunch of stuff, actually. That is not what I expected. That is just... Oh, some of it is just... Oh, this is the list of the entire thing, I see. Skill rank, 5 demolitions, 5 awareness, some repair, sure. Feats. Power shot, yeah, this is a gun user. And, tactician upgrade. +4 to defense, okay, great. We can kit you out with all the nicest toys, because we sure ain't doing much else. Medium plating, type 1, sure. Shield disruptor. Can't. Ah. Needs droid upgrade class 2. Well, actually, then we will... I mean, it's 11:59. We can start the show with all the upgrades here. Or, this can be the thing that I do out of session as needed. Crafty saying, oh, so droids can make moral choices and be dark side. Can be dark side, huh? Game? Yeah. Yep. Droids are people, except that they're not... Star Wars. Alright. Good session. Wait, I don't need to go to the bottom. Tat 05. We've done it. We've got the whole party. We have every character you can get. Very pleasing. Alright. Well, as always, thanks for joining me on this little adventure. Back next week to... I don't know if we'll finish Tatooine next week, because it feels a little more involved than Kashyyyk. It's possible Kashyyyk is just a quicker planet, and so the fact that we knock that out in 2 will be an aberration, but we'll see. I would not be surprised if they did more writing and fleshed out Tatooine more. It's probably higher on the priority list, because it's what players would want to go to as fans of the franchise. Anyway. Yeah, I will try to remember to kit out my crew in the intervening... Can I just teleport back to the Ebon Hawk from here? I absolutely can. Sick. Alright, that's going to make that way easier. Great. Yeah, I'm going to kit out the party and be ready here next week with a fully kitted out HK47. Sounds good. Alright. See you all next week.